Um, I'm trying to get. Scoop, are you set? Are you good?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm also good. Okay. Um, and okay, now I'm officially good. Okay, welcome to Football After Hours. With Brandon, Scoop, Shane, who finally joins us on a Sunday after a good high school football season.
Yes.
Welcome to Sundays. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
And myself, Robert. So we're kind of starting this in somewhat of a rush because we already kind of started this conversation. So one things that I want to start doing every year, we started doing it last year. We're going to do it this year, starting today. Is obviously we're doing Thanksgiving foods. So we're ranking your top 5 favorite Thanksgiving foods, and then either later this week or early next week, I'll find some dumb Black Friday deals to shoot at you guys. Which I've already found a couple, as you guys know. So we're starting with the Thanksgiving foods because Brandon is pissed about the Eagles. So is Scoop, I imagine. So before we do that, even with the win, but before we do that, we're gonna do Thanksgiving foods. So this is kind of so the stipulation is there's no stipulation. You can kind of do whatever you want. You can put family recipes on it. You can do whatever. But we're kind of debating sort of what's considered Thanksgiving food and what isn't. Like, is mac and cheese a Thanksgiving food?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
here's my opinion. Here's my opinion. If you eat it on Thanksgiving, it's a Thanksgiving food. I don't care what it is.
That's what I was going to say. But also I'll add this. How I'm ranking them might not be how much I like them. It might just be how much I like to have them on Thanksgiving. Does that
Yeah,
make
I
any
mean,
sense?
yeah, no, that's
yeah.
fair. That's fine. Um, I'm also just actively trying to finish my list
Because
here.
I forget. Are we doing top 5 and bottom 5 or just top 5?
If you want to do bottom 5, you can.
Okay,
I'm just doing top 5. If you have a
because I
bottom 5, go for it. That's
all right,
fine.
because I did both.
Jeez.
Holy
can't.
crap!
I don't think I hate anything enough on Thanksgiving. I just eat.
My number one least favorite Thanksgiving food is gonna ruffle a lot of feathers.
Is it a
Please
turkey?
tell me it's turkey.
Turkey.
And you know what? So here's my thing about that, Scoop. I kind of agree with you because
I
turkey
so
because
here's the thing.
turkey's just kind of bland unless you put like a ton of gravy on it.
And I don't like gravy, so
And you're
Damn.
Italian?
yeah.
You don't like
Yeah.
gravy?
What-
Scoop. This is
What-
very concerning.
What? This is very concerning. This
Yes.
this of all things that happened today is very concerning.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden, I'm more concerned about this than the Eagles game, than their problems. I'm more concerned about this.
But
Why do you not? How do you not like gravy?
Here's the thing. You mentioned being Italian. Can you pick any? I can't think of any of the other 304. I'm sorry, 364.25 days out of the year. I can't think of any other one in which I'm like, oh, I want to have some gravy right now.
You're
I
telling
can't
me
think-
you're telling me you never grew up and were like, oh, I need that mashed potatoes and I need to pour all the gravy that we have on it. Never.
No, I love mashed potatoes, but I'm putting like salt and butter on that.
Yeah, but that's what you do for the Super Bowl. You don't do it for Thanksgiving.
I mean, I'll have mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving, but more often than not, I would say.
No, no,
But-
no. What I'm saying is, I would put like butter on it during the Super Bowl, but I won't do it during Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, salted potatoes is for every time I have potatoes. I can't if I eat just mashed potatoes just without like salting them or anything. Not
butter.
the same.
Okay, okay, keep going. What other least favorites you have? I'm curious now.
We mentioned another one, which was the gravy.
Okay,
Excuse me.
so gravy.
I've had people serve Brussels sprouts at Thanksgiving. I don't understand what that's about.
I've had that too. I never have it. I never have it.
I do
don't
not understand that at all.
It's not my favorite, but I like it.
And excuse me, sorry. And this is just a textural thing for me. I'm not a fan of pecan pie. They make it a lot down in the South. I'm not a fan of that. But again, it's a textural thing for me, and I have a lot of things that are weird for me about that.
I think that's
Excuse me.
fair because I prefer pumpkin over pecan most of the time. Like
Yeah.
I get pumpkin.
Which is hilarious because I don't like pumpkin in general, but pumpkin pie is one of the only pies that I like. It's
Same.
funny.
No pumpkin spice latte.
That is one of the worst coffees I've ever tried. I do not know how that's so popular.
Wow,
Oh
that's
my God.
that's a hot take. Damn.
I put it on my Sippin' with Scoops page. It is one of the worst reviews I've ever done.
I'm gonna search up this review. I'm very curious. I'm literally gonna read this on the. How long is it? Is it a paragraph as it always is?
I'm not even a coffee drinker with that, but that sounds like you're gonna piss off a lot of people with that review.
I mean, I'm going to piss off a lot of certain people, yeah. But
I gotta find this review.
it's from like a year ago. It's probably going to take a minute for you to find it.
Balls. Okay.
But
I mean,
anyway,
that's also fine. Like, I have a pumpkin right now at my house. This giant ass pumpkin that a family friend gave us. We don't know what the hell to do with it. Just sitting there, and we're just like, what do we do with this thing?
when you talk
Throw it
about
on
like
the
giant
freeway.
pumpkin, is it like one of the how are we talking about like how giant?
Like this much, maybe? I don't know.
Okay. See, I was envisioning like
It's-
one that like
It's
mo- like two
it's much.
people
It's
had
much.
to
Let's put it this way: it's bigger than Kevin Petullo's brain.
I mean, I think any pumpkin that's ever existed is that.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything. An ant's brain is bigger than his.
Aren't ants actually like decidedly more smart than like their? I don't know. I don't
Other
remember where I was
insects.
going with that. But
Yeah. All right. What's your top 5, Scoop? What do you have on your list?
yeah. My top 5. Excuse me. Sweet potatoes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. Okay.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
weird. I'll take it.
I mean, like Brandon mentioned me being Italian. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a very Italian Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can't judge that. So I'm not.
Yeah.
We'll say that's where I redeem myself.
I would say you do with that. It's unconventional, but it makes sense.
Stuffing. I do like stuffing a lot.
Nice. Yeah.
We make this salad, which again, I'm pretty sure this is not like a regular Italian thing, or I mean a regular Thanksgiving thing. But we make this salad most years called panzanella, which is basically bread salad, with mozzarella, tomatoes, cucumbers, different things. So that's one of my favorite things. And then
I love when people put homemade food on their list. That's
absolutely.
awesome. I love that.
Absolutely. And then I know I'm for cornbread. I knew I was forgetting something.
That's a good one.
Is that 3 or is that all 5 or?
Yeah, that was 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, Shane, go ahead. What's your top 5 here?
Okay. Number 5, I have the sweet rolls that you go and, dig everything up afterwards.
Nice.
Clean it up.
Nice.
Number 4, potatoes with gravy. Number 3, pumpkin pie. Gotta have whipped cream on it.
Yes.
Yes.
And cinnamon.
Number 2, sure.
I don't know.
It hits.
The cinnamon's not a requirement for me personally.
It's not a requirement, but it
it's
hits.
good.
Anyway, continue.
Number 2, turkey, specifically dark meat. Okay.
That's a good specification.
A lot of the problems people have with turkeys because they have white meat, and I'm like, no. You got to go dark, okay? A thigh, a leg, whatever. That's where it's at. Stop laughing. It's not funny.
This man takes his meat very seriously.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, he does go hunting, so
Yeah.
You guys are so immature. God. No, and then
not as immature as Kevin Petullo's play calling.
Oh
There
my
you go.
god.
yeah,
The shots are gonna come flying. We just saw it.
and then number one, of course, is stuffing.
Nice.
With gravy.
Okay.
You know, I mean, gravy's like that's the thing that ties it all together. You know what I mean? But yeah, we don't really do like. I don't know. We do those 5 things, and then like cranberry sauce, and that's pretty much it. We don't really do like any sort of green bean casserole or any sort of other like vegetables, sweet potatoes, whatever. We don't really do that. I don't know. Maybe we're boring like that, but anyways.
Yeah, Nicole said Thanksgiving foods should be foods that aren't commonly eaten during the rest of the year. I mean, I have mashed potatoes though.
See, I agree though. Well, see, there's some foods that make its way into Thanksgiving that you eat every year, but most of the foods during Thanksgiving, they're not foods I would eat at any other time of the year. So like that's what I think of when I think of Thanksgiving food. So I'm with her on that one.
Yeah, and that's. I tried to keep my list to that. Like most of what I mentioned, I don't typically eat most of the year.
Yeah. Is that all 5, Shane? Do you have any more or?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay, that's it. Okay, just wanted to confirm. All right, Brandon.
So I'm gonna have one. So Scoop's gonna have lasagna on Thanksgiving because of his background. I'm gonna do something because of my background. It's not my number one, but I'll mention it when I get to it. So for me, what we do is yes, we have sweet potatoes, but we put marshmallows on top, so we make it sweet.
Nice.
I need to do that.
That's a good idea.
It's good. It's almost like but like don't do like a fluffy whip kind of thing. Like don't put that stuff in it. Like actually put marshmallows on it and bake it into the sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, that's what we do every year. When you throw some gravy on that, So okay, you got that stuffing. Obviously, I will say, even though people are very this could start a holy war. When it comes to do people like turkey? Do people not? I like turkey, so turkey I'll put on there, and especially when you get it the second day, and my grandfather says that turkey is easier to cut on the second day. You can make sandwiches out of it the second day. Put some cranberry on it. Oh, it's so good.
Okay, question though.
Yeah.
Are you like me? Does it have to be white or dark, or does it matter?
Oh, I don't care. I'll eat it all.
All right.
Yeah, I think I like dark meat is definitely tastier when it comes to turkey, but I could eat either one, white or dark.
Dark meat clears.
Yeah, we get it. But yeah, so there's that. This one, no one. I don't think anyone's gonna say, but we do it not every year, but some years we kind of pick and choose with this one. But I like it. Well, because my grandfather cooks everything. See, this is what's hard. Is my grandfather's such a good cook. I don't care. I'll eat anything he makes for Thanksgiving. I don't care. But this one, sweet / like glazed, like brown sugar carrots. Those are good.
Carrots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. You take the small ones. You basically chop them up, or you take the small ones, and you basically just make like almost like a maple sugar glaze, like brown glaze. And put it over the top of them. Basically, make them sweet carrots.
Yeah,
they're good. They're really good.
That sounds great. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm actually very curious.
It's really good. It is really good.
And then the fifth one that I was gonna put. Well, I did put this, and I said this one last year because it is a Portuguese dish. It kind of goes with the holidays, not so much with Thanksgiving, but we make it for the holidays. Just in general, it's just a good appetizer to start the night off. It's a soup, and it's called caldo verde. So it's basically all it is just pretty much just green soup, more or less. You chop up some greens. I don't know if it's kale or spinach or something. I forget what I asked my grandfather, but you make that, and then like the soup and broth, whatever, is like it's like creamy. So you basically eat that as like an appetizer. It's really good. So we do that every year to start off Thanksgiving. But then, so that's my 5. But here's the one thing. Everybody says pie for Thanksgiving. What we do on Thanksgiving is we might have a pie like in the background somewhere. My aunt might bring it, whatever. What my grandfather does on Thanksgiving, and listen, people love it, people hate it. I love it. I love any kind of desserts. I'm fat, so. Uh, so
What the hell? The
So-
way you just said, you just
That was so deadpan.
so it's like you went up normal. Oh, I'm fat, by the way. Moving on. Like,
yeah.
what?
So
And
what,
no,
what
and
we
no
do-
shame.
No, listen. If you can't poke fun at yourself, what's the point of living?
If
True.
you want someone to run the tush push, ask Brandon.
Oh, I will line up tomorrow. And I swear to God, if we fall starting, I'm slapping every single one of my teammates across the face. But okay, so the one dessert that we do that's not really we do pies. Like we put a whole bunch of desserts out on the table like a spread every year. But the one dessert that my grandfather makes that everybody goes crazy over, he makes cheesecake. We eat cheesecake.
Nice.
So
I'm not going to
like
complain about cheesecake.
oh, so good. But there's people I know that don't like it. I'm like, are you even human?
Like,
There's
what do you like? Regard like.
no, he doesn't make it with that. He makes it different ways every year. I think last year he did. I forget the name of the technique that he did
Okay.
for it. But I gotta ask him. But
Yeah, I was just curious.
yeah, but that's what he does. Like, we have a lot of traditional Thanksgiving things, but then he likes to put his spin on when he makes food. So he'll put his
Nice.
spin on everything. So
Yeah,
so
put your own pizzazz, your own
and
mix.
guess what? That's why everything tastes good. Like I could list off like he makes turnip, that's fantastic. He'll make a green bean kind of like casserole, but he'll like saute it, and like that's fantastic. Like, listen, if you want to experience Thanksgiving the right way, well, first of all, you can come to my house. We always have enough food for the next 3-4 days afterwards.
Let's not forget the one thing that makes Thanksgiving special: watching the Cowboys lose and then
Yes.
dancing.
Yes. Or the Lions, but the Lions are actually good now. So
Yeah.
But so not just that, but yeah, a good Thanksgiving like at my house, like I might eat 2 plates and then it feels like I'm gonna throw up and die. Like
That's what I do. I feel like because I don't eat a lot in general, I feel like my body is like all year just like waiting for Thanksgiving, smoke
Yep.
Thanksgiving, and then don't eat.
you should see how heavy my plate is to lift. I'm just loading it with crap nonstop. Like it's
I can't even carry my own plate. I have to have someone help me because otherwise I'm going to
course,
trip and fall and
because-
spill the damn thing.
you know how they say like Italians will usually like try to feed a village when they have parties and whatever. And
Of course I do. I'm
special
Italian.
gatherings. Like, yeah, the Portuguese do the same thing. So my grandfather literally will cook for like 30 people, even though there's 10 people there.
That's
No.
amazing. That's absolutely
So-
amazing.
He makes everything. My grandfather makes basically everything. Maybe one or
Is
two
this,
things.
is this the grandfather you were with today?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Brandon's grandfather, by the way.
Happy birthday with an Eagles win.
And he gets an Eagles win, which we thought we weren't getting tonight. And he was like, I'll tell you guys off camera what he said during the game. Because
It's not PG.
no, it's not. He had some thoughts. So
Is anything PG with him? I mean, come on.
No, he's a Portuguese grandfather from New Jersey. What do you expect?
Exactly.
Who's an Eagles fan on top of it all?
Yeah, I know. Like that man has raised me with even though I love my team, he's raised me with also a hatred in my heart of my football team. It's like
Well, it's
Not
like
hatred, it's disappointment.
like I say about like the Yankees and the Eagles. Like nobody hates their teams more than their own fans.
yeah, because we do. Because we hold them to such a high standard that when they
Yeah, exactly.
they win.
Just wait for Shane's recap of all 4 Sam Darnold interceptions coming out.
Oh, I can't wait. I was
Right.
waiting for that game earlier. I was waiting for that game to end in a tie to just watch Shane just crash the.
Dude, if that game had ended in a tie,
You wouldn't be here right now.
I'd probably be floating down the Snohomish River right now or something. But you know,
Oh man. You know what's not going to make Thanksgiving complete this year? Matt Eberflus having bad play calling. I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss that after last year.
That's the
It's so
greatest.
good.
That might be the greatest rant in the history of this show. Is when me and you just sat there for 3-4 hours talking about how bad the
We
Chicago
sat
Bears
there for
were.
4 hours.
Wait,
Oh my god,
Was that the one?
you weren't here, Shane. It was just me and Rob.
no, I know. Well, I hopped in for a sec on the beach.
You hopped in for
so
a second at the
nice.
beach. We were talking about Tenet.
No, right.
Yeah.
But
Question.
guys, Matt
I'm sorry.
Eberflus is the defensive coordinator in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh no.
So
Yeah.
he'll still be
Oh,
there
no.
to make crappy decisions on Thanksgiving.
Except now we're going to be rooting for his bad play calling.
True.
But
I'm sorry, Nicole. I know you're upset at me in the chat, but I
well,
apologize.
I
but
didn't
it's
I didn't realize she was still on.
Yeah,
yeah, she's-
I mean,
But
I'm
Remind me,
indifferent with the Cowboys. I just think Jerry Jones is a clown.
so
Speaking of that, Nicole said something that Shane, I think you would be interested in. She said, "We eat the white meat on Thanksgiving Day, and I save the carcass and dark meat to make turkey stock / turkey soup."
that works. I've heard
that
those
makes a
different
lot of
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
That also just. No, I've known Nicole for 5.5 years. That's also that is so on brand for her.
Is that all for your list, Brandon?
Yeah, because if I go any further, I'm going to be hungry, and I already stuffed myself a lot tonight at the restaurant, so I'm okay.
Oh yeah,
I
I ate floodload of pizza and wings and birthday cake for my mom tonight.
Oh yes, we got 2 birthdays in the
Yeah,
I
house.
forgot
I
about
love
that.
it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, we
forgot.
got 2
I had
birthdays.
carne
in the-
asada.
I
Carne
had
asada is so good.
it is good. I had mashed potatoes and just like beef, just steak. It was good.
Yummy.
So I am so tired right now, like beyond belief. I stayed up all night just to watch that stupid. I mean, it was a solid game, but I stayed up all night to watch that Dolphins game. So I'm like running on fumes
Well, that's
right now.
because I asked you last night. Like, do you stay up and watch the game, or do you just get up, or do you just like take a nap and then get up early?
No, I do this once a year. Every like once a year, I just say I'm gonna go crazy for a night, and then stay up the whole night.
And there's no more after this, right? This was it today?
Yeah, we're done. So this is the last one. Thank God.
Robert,
I'm
No,
grateful
I'm
on
just-
your behalf.
I'm just gonna say this, Robert. I love you, but you're a little bit of a psychopath. All right.
I
Yeah.
love me some football, man. I love me some football.
Even if it's bad?
Yeah, two Red Bulls, knock them out. We're good
Oh
to go.
my god! That early in the day?
I don't mind watching. I don't mind watching bad football.
Not
I'm sure as fuck's
only
looking at 6
that,
in the morning
and
today,
alcohol. We party up. We party up.
What are you doing?
We party up.
Bombs over there?
Oh my god!
I had a Jaeger bomb yesterday. It's good.
Oh, God.
So I'm so tired that
I
my
wonder
phone my phone misspelled cranberry sauce and called it carberry sauce. So that's my number 5 is cranberry sauce. 4 is pumpkin pie. 3 is sweet potatoes. 2 is stuffing. Although we eat our stuffing on the side. We don't like stuff the turkey. We've never done that.
I don't
And
think
then-
we've ever done that either. At least
Yeah,
not
you know,
at least
yeah,
not that I
that's
can
yeah, no.
I still haven't had turducken, and I need to at some point. So
That's
Um,
John Madden's thing, right?
yeah,
Yep.
that is John Madden's thing. And then
Sure, what?
turducken.
Turducken.
Have we
What is
talked
that?
about
Do you not remember
What?
John Madden talking about that like every Thanksgiving?
No, what is it again? I'm sorry.
Turkey,
Yeah.
duck, and chicken.
in
Like,
one?
oh.
Yeah.
He had one.
Ugh. Duck?
I will say, I love turkey, love duck, love chicken. Don't know if I'd love those 3 things together.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm
like you
curious.
said, you don't like turkey.
I like turkey on like sandwiches and stuff. I don't like turkey like the way that we do it on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
just
gotcha.
just regular turkey, and then mashed potatoes and gravy finish off the list for me. But yeah, no, I just stuff my plate. It's so basic. My weird Thanksgiving thing that I always think about too is when everyone called Charlie Brown Thanksgiving racist for some reason, and I think about that every year. It's just really weird. I'm not going to go into it. It's really weird. It's based on the way like Franklin. You know how like we've talked about this before. So you know like the scene at the table. We talked about this on the show before, so I can do it. So you know like the table where the you know like the table where they're all sitting down, right? Like they're all sitting down
who's sitting down?
So it's Charlie Brown and all his friends and Snoopy,
never mind.
like yeah. And so Franklin, who's the only African American kid there, sits like by himself on a corner, and people think it's racist.
Oh,
it's really stupid. But yeah,
I haven't seen it, so I didn't realize.
You haven't seen Charlie Brown Thanksgiving?
Mm-mm. Oh my god!
Oh my god! So that just flew all over your head.
Yeah,
what Charlie Brown have you seen? What Peanuts have you seen?
Probably none.
I have a Snoopy plushie somewhere.
Have you seen? I'm not asking if you have the damn plushie. I'm asking you if you've watched any of the Peanuts.
I don't think so.
So you don't know the thing about who's is it Wendy who does the football thing? What's the character?
Which one's Wendy?
Evie, is that who it's called?
Or not Evie. No.
Whoever does the thing with the football.
The only ones I remember are Linus and Lucy.
Who does the thing with the football? Why am I tripping?
It's
Anyway,
isn't it?
I don't remember. So do you know about that though? Where she puts the football down on the ground and asks Charlie Brown to kick it, and then he falls over. It's like okay. So at least you know about that, but you haven't seen. Okay.
No, it is Lucy.
Lucy. It is
yeah,
Lucy.
okay.
It is Lucy.
Yeah.
I meant Scoop. Scoop puts me in a lot of pain every time we do these shows. This is my god. No Peanuts, bro.
At least he knows that actual scene though. That little
I've seen that GIF or whatever.
The fact that he knows it from a GIF is a problem. Okay. that's a massive issue. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can we culture this man up, please? Thank you.
I'm working on it. We all are.
We're working on it.
It's a process.
It's a process. It's also a process, Scoop. The Eagles offense. Go from there.
That's a hell of a segue.
No, Scoop, go, rant,
okay,
go.
Okay. So obviously, that game. Well, first of all, I want to say the defense first and foremost was looking. What is Brandon doing over there? Is he doing
meditating? How bad this is.
I'm letting Scoop go first this time, so Brandon can let his rage fester a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean. I'm going to start talking. First, I'm going to talk on the positive side about the defense, because keeping them to 9 points and shutting them down the way that they did, the disruption that they caused, the way that they let Jared Goff do absolutely nothing, got pressure to him consistently, didn't let anything happen on, crucial downs or things of that nature. I think that was important to mention, especially after. Can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but there was one part where there was a brief time where late in the game, the defense just looked like they were falling asleep, and Vic Fangio was actually getting more consternation from fans than was Patullo for once. But no, he looked really. Jalen Phillips. Talk about somebody who has fit this defense like a glove since he came over. So I wanted to mention that first and foremost. But yeah, no. The AJ freaking Brown going and not being able to finish a damn route,
especially the slant that would have been a touchdown. That pissed all of us off. A
slant that would have been a tutty. Which, by the way, is at least the third time I've seen him not finish a route, and at least the third time I've seen him not finish a route. The game after, I saw him in the media again for something other than production on the field. It's driving me nuts. And then I see him up there, and he gets called for that penalty toward I think it was in the beginning of the second half, Now, granted, I thought a couple of the calls against Philly for penalties in the middle of the game, I thought were ticky-tack beyond belief.
I thought
Which
they
is
were
why-
ticky-tack all the way around. These refs sucked. They were
Well, no,
awful.
I don't disagree with that, but I'm just saying that I thought that one of the calls against AJ Brown wasn't really entirely his fault. But it just between him and which, by the way, I know Brandon's going to want to talk about this, so I'm going to let him have the floor for most of this. But I'm going to mention this: the fact that Detroit had so much success today with screens, and we continued to not. I'm watching it. I'm looking at them, wondering, well, clearly some teams can have success with it because I'm watching it happen against us, but we're just completely, running into a brick wall. So there must be something that we're not doing, that we're missing with when it comes to that, because I'm watching, and then I'll pivot to positivity for a minute, because in the middle of that game, we finally see some running games open up. We see Tank. Now, where were you when Tank Bigsby saved the Eagles' running game this season? Because the fact that he was able to do that, and the fact that he pulled off just a couple of big time plays, when needed to. The fact that we finally saw some counters mixed in. We finally saw, and we saw the one play that I never will understand is the inside zone up the gun behind Brett Toth and two other replacement interior guards. Especially now that, Johnson 1 has been replaced with Johnson 2. So now we've got 80% of a replacement offensive line instead of 60%, which makes it even more hilarious than I'm seeing fans whine about the fact that, Hurts was carried again by his offensive line. What game were you watching? I'm sorry.
What offensive line?
Sorry?
What offensive line?
Yeah, really. It's like Jordan Mailata and, a who's who. But so there were a lot of things that I liked about tonight. Obviously, there were some things that I still need to see improved. I thought that the diversification a little bit of some of the play calling finally that we started to see offensively in the middle was encouraging, but I need to see that built upon, not just, come up like a sun shower and then fade away into the night. And I don't have a ton of confidence in Kevin Patullo to do that, but, we'll see. I'm always going to give somebody a chance to prove me wrong. But, the fact that we started to see Jalen Hurts, some of the motion brought back in, the fact that we started to see, them talk more about his, you heard them on the broadcast, they were talking about his, designed runs and how the difference in the running game for us is when he gets involved in that, and it's not just Barkley they have to prepare for, but also him having to, and that becomes a big difference in what defenses have to handle and prepare for. So again, things I think that there are to like about today's game. But I think definitely, as most people would agree, I think the way that the defense was able to just completely squash an offense that for a while was very not only successful but dynamic in many ways that Phillies has not been this season. I thought that was really encouraging, and I thought that if you asked me what version of this team, or what version of this team do you have the most confidence in, from this season, I think that it's probably the highest after this game that it's been in several weeks.
Yeah. Nicole wanted me to ask you if you've had White Castle scoop before I go to Brandon. Have you had White Castle?
No.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
I've had it.
This is Shane. Have you had White Castle?
Somebody actually asked me a few months ago if I had it, and I said no, and they looked at me like I had just committed domestic terrorism.
It's pretty bizarre. All right, Brandon, go ahead, my friend.
First and foremost, I've had White Castle. I don't like the fact that it gets a bad rep, but that's
sad, honestly.
It's all right.
There, I like it. I listen. if you are hungry enough, it's not the worst thing you could eat, and people make it seem like it is.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. It's not Taco Bell, all right.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh no, Taco Bell's very good when you're drunk. Damn it,
Okay, well, I haven't been drunk in over 4 years, so
it's
Yeah,
amazing when you're
I'd
drunk.
rather
It's the
eat
best drunk food
pine
ever.
needles on the side of the highway.
We're gonna end up ranking fast food soon.
We should. That's a good idea.
I wouldn't mind. I know what my number one's going to be.
Oh jeez, yeah.
All right, anyway.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll get to that in a future episode. All right, Brandon, go ahead on your Eagles.
So I'm glad that Scoop brought up Jalen Phillips, so I don't have to. Because who I'm going to bring up on the defense, I'll bring up 3 players: Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and Quinion Mitchell. Those 3 tonight were absolutely on fire. Oh, and you know what? Hell, mark this down. This will be the first time and only time I will ever give him any credit.
That's why I didn't say, because I was wanting you to do it.
Because Dorian Jackson actually did something tonight. Guys, holy crap. I didn't think I'd see the day. I didn't think I'd see the day where the dumb, deaf, and blind actually made a play.
It's Tommy at the pinball machine.
I could not believe. What was that? On 3rd and long, 4th and long, Lions going for it for the 17,000th time. He actually blanketed Amon-Ra St. Brown. I was like, are we seeing the same thing out there? Is that possible? But listen, so he did give up his fair share of bad plays, but he actually made a couple good ones. So I'll give him a little bit of credit. Still sucks, still hate him, whatever. But Quinion Mitchell was targeted 6 times tonight. You know how many catches he gave up?
Like 1 or 2?
1, I think.
None.
Oh,
Fantastic.
None with 2 pass breakups in the process. So, I mean, listen, that happens a lot. Also, when this is another problem too, I'm going to bring up with this game. When I hate when people are talking about the offenses, both offenses being bad. I'm like, you look at it. The only time Detroit can move the ball was a screen pass. Other than that, they never move the ball on Philadelphia's defense. So I don't want to hear that Jared Goff had more passing yards. Yeah, I can when I'm only flipping the ball out to Jahmyr Gibbs in space 2 yards in front of me. And
A lot of it was the weather, because I mean, oh my God, the winds.
But this is what. Look at this career low for Jared Goff in completion percentage, 37.8. Like that's just it's ridiculous to think about that. A quarterback can even have that low of a completion percentage at this point in the NFL with how things are. But the thing is, this is why the Eagles offense frustrated me. In this weather, now I usually hate it anyway with the play calling, because the play calling is still bad when the weather's fine or when they're in a dome, whatever it is, the play calling is just terrible overall. But in this case, when it's 30-mile-per-hour winds and it's whipping and you can't even kick a ball through this weather, why is every single passing play, not only is it taking too long to develop, but why is every single passing play pretty much going 10 yards or more down the field? These shouldn't be. That's not how an offense should be run in this weather. It should be 5 to 7 yard passes, and that's it. And then maybe if you can start mixing in the run a little bit more, wearing down the defense, then you might take a shot or two if you get a guy open. But this offense, if nothing was open 10 yards down the field on these pass plays, or if because they're basically running 10-yard curl routes on dumb downs and distances. So it's like no one's open. When they were showing Jalen Hurts' view tonight of the receivers on the field, I'm like, it's literally 2 guys on either side, and they're all just running curl routes down the field. Who is open at that point? There's no one there.
And everything, as we always complain about, everything that I saw, maybe I missed it a couple of times, everything was outside the freaking numbers again.
Yep. Yeah. I'm tired of this team not using the middle of the field when it's there. It's there. These teams, they're guarding the sideline because they know you're going to run the plays to the sideline. So at that point, start incorporating crossing routes.
Yeah.
What Shane talked about last week. Literally what Shane talked about last week.
I was just going to say, Why does it seem like teams this season are allergic to playing in the middle of the field?
Oh my
Like, have you
god!
guys
Across
noticed
the
this?
board.
Like
No, I
every
haven't
team
honestly
is
because I've been
just
so pissed off with our team.
like
Yeah.
every team is
Yeah.
trying to do everything outside the numbers. I'm like, why?
Like
I- you know.
a football field is so wide. You have so much space.
52 yards wide.
Use it. Use it. Like, it doesn't make sense. The thing is, that's what makes me angry. Not just with the Eagles, with both these teams tonight. Both these teams. Everything was like a deep shot down the sideline, or a freaking corner out to the sideline, or like a 15-yard comeback to the sideline. Why? It's 30 miles per hour with the wind. Why are you even trying to throw the ball that far in this wind? That makes no sense.
I also want to say this outside the numbers as well, but the amount of flipping go routes. Oh my god! Why are you? What? Are we playing Madden? 4 verts all the damn time. What are we doing?
I'm so tired of, like, the one thing tonight that was encouraging to see out of the Eagles offense at any point was the fact that it was the first time in a couple years where Jalen Hurts looked explosive on the QB runs again. And I was like, wow, he actually still has it to pull it down. And I always knew he did. People were like, oh, he looks slow. I'm like, he's not slow. It's called getting older. It's called being an NFL player. It's called being smarter. Like, he still has that juice when he needs it, and he showed it tonight.
And he's also gained, 30 pounds of muscle
Yeah.
since
Yeah, if you
getting
look
to
at
the
him
NFL.
drafted, his body is
Yeah.
way different from when he got drafted. Yeah. His body type was like Lamar Jackson almost when he got drafted. Just like, but like not that skinny, but like upper body was big, but the legs were skinny. It wasn't built up yet. Like it was still different. He has a grown man body now.
Yeah, but also those legs when he had them, they ain't doing those legs wouldn't be doing the brotherly shove.
No, and like so it's like I still know that he can run when he has to, and I like that about him. See, like, the good thing is that at least if there's one thing I can say about this offense, I guess, is that at least their designed runs so far this year with Jalen have been at the right times and and catching defenses off guard. It's been smart when they've done that. But, that can only do so much because it's like, this is now like the second straight week where the offense, I mean, listen, they couldn't pass the ball down the field for most of this year. But this is now the second straight week. Now, granted, it's against good defenses, but even the Lions, I don't think they're that good. Listen, their defensive line's good. I don't think any other part of their defense is good. I think Branch is overrated. But I'm just tired of seeing the same like 3 plays every drive offensively. Or if it's not the same 3 plays, like even in that first drive, they ended up, going 3 and out. Why did you not run the ball a single time on that drive? It was like 6 straight passing plays to start the game. And then, of course, it was to force feed A.J. Brown to appease him because he's a whiny brat.
That really pissed me off. When I saw us doing that, and I saw us basically trying to capitulate to, which, by the way, not for anything, and I respect A.J. Brown's talent, and I respect what he did for us, what he's done for us thus far, and what he meant the Super Bowl run. One of our best offensive games this year was the game he missed.
Yeah, it was.
I also think force feeding him took away your best receiver in Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. Yeah. I hate when every time the media and people online start getting loud about, the Eagles offense is stalling out all the time. And it's like, throw AJ the ball. AJ is also giving up on routes every other play. I'm not going to throw a guy the ball that gives me 50% effort on the football field.
Well, that's a big part of what's pissing me off about him is that he's pissing and moaning throughout the whole week and basically playing this sort of not even like this passive aggressive, back and forth, this sort of, just very, just like I said, like kind of playing back and forth of it, basically, trying to, say things without saying it, which honestly, I would have more respect for you if you just had the balls to actually say what you were going to say. But he's not even doing that. And it's one thing or another. And then, so basically trying to, act like, oh, oh, I want to just be involved in making this offense better. I want to just be involved in this game. And you're having every damn opportunity, and you're pussyfooting around on pretty much every opportunity you have to actually contribute. So don't say you want to make this offense better. Don't say you want to, add another level to this. Don't say you believe that this offense will be better with you involved. And then when you get the opportunities, you're standing around jaying off.
I can't. It really, really, like, I can't even put it into words. It's like, how do you come into work during the week, right? For any job, and you say, it's basically like you saying, I deserve a raise, but yet you're the one guy not doing any work. Like, you're the one guy that's not pulling his weight on a team, but yet you're saying that I deserve a raise. That's pretty much what AJ Brown's doing every week. Show us you did. Where's the AJ Brown from the last 3 years? Where is it? Because he hasn't showed up this year. He doesn't care. Like, he keeps saying that after last that whole long post he had at the Super Bowl saying, oh, he's hungry to get back to work this year. He was hungry to get back to work this year. He's hungry to get back out there. You don't look hungry at all.
No,
you look like you have a Super Bowl hangover.
Like yeah. He's sitting there. He had the most receptions in a game this year. For him this year, he had 7. But you know how many of what he had overall? It was for 49 yards. It was nothing. Like, it was a whole lot of nothing just to make him happy. And that's ridiculous, because an offense that has to suffer like that because of your mouth and your attitude, it's not going to go well.
And your stat padding bullshit. You've already gotten paid. You already are under contract for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and
it's not like you're trying to stat pad for your next contract. So
that's the worst part. It's the worst part, and it's like one thing that the Eagles need to do more, because I've noticed it works and it actually makes the offense flow better when they execute it well. They've got to stop running it. Start pushing the runs to the outside, because every time they run the ball to the outside, it's an 8, 9, 10, 12-yard game every single time. Stop running the ball up the middle where your offensive line sucks.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Is you're not running it behind freaking Kelsey, Brooks, and Samalo anymore. You're running it. You're running it behind Toth, and I literally can't.
And half healthy Landon Dickerson. He's not even fully healthy.
Right. Excuse me.
And he's really good, but he's not healthy right now.
Yeah. No. And it's just. And we saw it tonight. As soon as they made that call that I mentioned earlier, when they ran back to that stupid inside play, that zone play, where they just ran it back up the middle, you could tell before he even started running forward, you could tell that was going to go fucking nowhere.
I knew that
it was going to go nowhere.
Every time I see an Eagles run play go, every time I see it, I can almost tell you exactly how the play is going to go when I see them line up. This is another thing. This is what teams have been saying all year. We know what play they're running when they line up. It's like when your offense becomes that predictable, and they're showing Nick Sirianni speaking to the media right now. I don't care what he has to say. I don't care. I get that man's face off my screen before I punch it. But like it's just like you gotta be willing to change things. And I've noticed that it's like every year under an unseasoned, OC, whether that's the first year, the first half a year where they struggled before turning it over to Shane Steichen, or whether it was 23 giving it to Brian Johnson, or whether it's this year or Kevin Patullo. If you don't you need to stop being stubborn and be open to change, because if it's not working, you're winning games, but it looks like crap. This is not going to work come playoff time. If you play the Rams again like this, they're going to blow you out by 30. So this can't happen like this. It's like your defense is fine. Your defense is exactly what it was last year. Bringing in Jalen Phillips had to be done. Brandon Graham has been a difference maker, even though he hasn't shown up on the stat sheet yet. He's a difference maker. He's been getting pressures and things like that. Your defense is doing just fine right now. It looks exactly like it did last year, the last 2 games. you've gained that confidence back defensively. But the offense at some point has to stop running the same plays. And it's like, why does this offense feel like it only has 4 or 5 plays to pick from, and that's it? It's like you are an NFL offense. You shouldn't be running a middle school level offense. It's not. And it's like their idea of changing the play to a different play is to just flip the play.
Just go the other way.
Which doesn't do
We'll
a
run
whole
the
lot
same
of
play out of a
when it's
different
the
formation.
middle of your
Yeah.
offensive line. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Switching over to the Detroit side, Shane. Dan Campbell, new play caller, started
God.
last week. 0 for 5 on 4th downs.
Thank you, Dan.
0 for 5. 0 for 5 on 4th downs. And they, by the way, could have kicked some field goals there. As Brandon likes to say, aggressive to a fault. This is stupid.
That one PI at the end, I don't care how bad of it. Listen, we all know it was a bad call. That didn't decide the game. Dan Campbell's stupidity.
Especially because we got the first down 3 plays later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shane, what I mean, it's just way too aggressive, and it's honestly getting tiring because we've been in this place for years with Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, you watch today. It was, I mean, you have the best 2-headed running back monster in football, yet, and it's 35-mile-an-hour winds or whatever the hell it was, and you're throwing it 10, 20 yards down the field every single play. Why? There's literally no reason for that. It's not like you're down a couple scores and need to catch up. I mean, you were right there. So I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I don't know. I guess who was their who was the offensive coordinator, or is, I guess. It was an in-house hire, wasn't it?
I mean, it doesn't.
I
matter
believe
since
it was
Ben Johnson anymore. It doesn't matter since Ben Johnson's gone, does it?
No.
I mean, he wasn't doing a bad job.
It was John Morton, wasn't it?
It's John Morton. Yeah, it's John Morton.
Yeah. That's the
And
thing.
then they
like,
got
I didn't think-
Shepard on defense, and then they got Phipp at special teams, who used to be in Philly.
Uh,
Because I didn't think it was really that bad.
No, not at all.
It was a weird announcement, quote unquote, for lack of a better word. Like it was just kind of a weird revelation, and
He was like, it was like in the middle of the game. It's like, hey, can I take over play calling? Sure. Why?
you know what it kind of reminded me of? It reminded me of. Do you remember that weird experience a few years ago when Philly moved off Sean Desai for Matt Patricia? It kind of reminded me of that.
Oh yeah.
Except
nothing
Patricia
changed.
doesn't know how to call an offense.
I mean,
No.
are we all that curious, or are we all that confident now that that the play calling today was that much better?
Okay, so Dan Campbell, because he felt the offense needed a change in rhythm, essentially. Shane, anything there?
It doesn't look different. It doesn't look any different.
It looks
This is
worse.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Right, exactly.
Usually
Usually
a change in rhythm usually means you're trying to upgrade.
Yeah, like what I'm trying to think is like Detroit this year looked disjointed from the start of the season against that game in Green Bay. Even like I don't think like between what they were already doing then versus changing to Dan Campbell now doesn't look any different to me. It just looks like exactly what I thought it would.
But I would also add, John Morton only was the OC from week 1 because they lost Ben Johnson to the Bears this offseason.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would argue, if anything, you give him more time to, I hate to say learn on the job, because I know
that's also weird too.
when you're a playoff contender, you don't really want coaches learning on the job. But if you're going to make the decision to hire a first-time OC, that's what they're going to have to do. To move off of him basically within half of a season, I don't even know if it was actually a full half of the season. I'm thinking to myself, what exactly did you expect? Like, what exactly do you expect to improve at that point? And And
I mean,
What,
maybe,
what, you,
maybe,
what you don't improve is going for it on fourth down every
well,
damn
maybe
time.
the only
well,
thing.
it's also. I mean, last year, one of the things that people credited Dan Campbell for was very similar to how other teams have done it. Very similar to what I hoped was going to work for Chicago a few years ago. But he basically was a kind of an overseeing head coach who empowered his coordinators. To go from empowering your coordinators and then go 6 weeks or 6 weeks into after losing your offensive coordinator, now you're going to jump in as the OC and try and be the overseeing head coach. There's absolutely no way that that's going to work.
Right.
Yeah. Shane, do you have any other thoughts on Detroit tonight?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's just this whole Dan Campbell taking over on play calling. I don't like it.
Me neither.
I mean, I think Dan, because here's the thing, Dan Campbell he's totally, a football personality. He's all rah rah and, gets the guys to play for him. But at the end of the day, like, I don't think he is a very intelligent guy, relatively speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I think he, in the heat of the moment, he makes bad decisions. And
not just 1, 2, or 3 times a game, more like 10.
I think he
Right.
coaches more with his heart than his head sometimes.
yes,
Oh, absolutely.
exactly. That's exactly it. And it's like, dude, you don't have to always go for it on fourth down. You can kick. It's shocking, I know.
It doesn't matter if it's 30-degree weather when you're right by the end zone, flipping kick.
Yeah. But I mean, we're seeing a lot of people go for it on fourth down these days. Because that's what analytics say to do. But sorry, I hate analytics. But no,
I'm well aware of that.
yeah. No offense, but yeah, no. So I think, yeah, it's just. I mean, am I out on Detroit? No, but I just, if they, let's put it this way, if they struggled the way they did against the Washington Commanders at home in the playoffs last year, with Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, that's like, this is concerning for me. Let's put it that way. When you have these first-year coordinators and it seems like it's a little chaotic. Yeah. But anyways.
Their next test, they got the Giants next week. We can skip over that. And then Thanksgiving against the Green Bay Packers. The Kansas City Chiefs, welcome to 500. 5-5.
Whoa! Oh, did you hear what Chris Collinsworth said after the game tonight?
What did he say?
What did he say?
Oh no! What did he say?
The oh my God! You just Chris, zip it up when you're done. Why don't you? Because like he's talking about they're sitting, because right now like Tirico's like, oh yeah, by the way, right now they'd be out of a playoff spot because they're sitting in 9th currently in the AFC.
Yeah,
and they're at 500. They're 5-5, and Chris is like, they'll be fine. Like he's literally their biggest cheerleader. The things he was saying is like, oh yeah, they'll be fine. It's Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, bro,
Patrick Mahomes hasn't played that good. What are we doing?
Can we see I can't with Chris Collins, brother. He makes me want to put my fist through my screen and into his face. I'm so tired of him.
This is a Brandon Rant. This is a Brandon Rant podcast. He wants to punch everybody.
I mean, it's true though. Like any chance he gets, he compares somebody to Mahomes or to the Chiefs. Somebody does a lateral that looked a little Travis Kelce-ish. I'm like, oh yeah, because Travis Kelce was the first person to lateral a pass. Or someone throws a sidearm that looked a little Mahomey, and I'm like, oh, because Stafford wasn't doing that for 10 years before him,
and Phillip Rivers, before
and
that,
Phillip Rivers, and and Vic did that, so but no, it looked Mahomey. It's like, What?
Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the AFC title odds? I'll give them to you right now.
I'm probably not, but give them to us.
I'll give it to you right now. Is this?
Yeah.
This is on BR Betting. I don't know where specific, but this is from Bleacher Report. Kansas City Chiefs are favored at plus 400. Still. Colts are plus
wait. To win the AFC?
to win the AFC. They're
So-
still favored.
That's stupid.
Can I just bet the field? Because I'll go put my last dollar on that.
Hang on. Yes, you can. Colts at plus 450. Bills at plus 450. Patriots at there goes the Bills stuff for for Scoop.
Don't
Patriots
even
at
get me
plus.
started on that one.
Yeah, we're gonna do something overarching on that in a minute. Patriots
Good.
at plus 500. Broncos at plus 600. Still have issues
Why
with Broncos.
are those two behind the other like 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Wait. It gets
I like
worse.
the Broncos bet the most.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, probably. Maybe the Patriots. And then here's where it gets really bad.
Okay.
Ravens plus 650.
How they had
What are we? What
There
are
was-
these odds?
There was times today their defense was getting carved by the Browns.
I mean,
Like-
okay. Think about it though. Which team in the AFC is really that dominant right now?
There's only two.
I get that. I get
Because
that.
I would argue 0.
I would agree with you. I would not be surprised at all if the AFC Championship is a Deflategate rematch.
Yeah.
Honestly, but
But,
that's exactly
like-
what I'm thinking. Scoop. I'm thinking Colts and Patriots right now. But again, it's not.
The,
It's not.
the,
massive.
the only way I'm thinking it's not Colts and Patriots is if the Broncos are able to get in there.
And even the Broncos, we have our issues with the play calling. Shane, go ahead.
Well, because I would like the best teams in the AFC. I would not pick them to beat like the 4 or 5 best teams in the NFC in January.
I agree with you.
I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
At least right now. That could change, obviously. I mean, we still have, 7
6
weeks
weeks.
left of the
Yeah.
season, whatever it is. So, but yeah.
I guess is this so? Like there are a couple things. One is we'll look at their schedule in a moment, but one is like, do people just automatically think the Chiefs are just that dominant even when they don't look that dominant? I mean, I get that's been the case in years past, right? I get that, but they're 5-5, guys. They're 5-5.
The only thing that I'm not even I mean, what in the world was that, Brendan?
I'm looking at this right now. Our next 5 games are on the road. Oh no, wait, no. 3 out of the 5 are on the road. It's weird. It goes at Dallas, home, at Chargers, home, at Commanders. That's
Okay,
a little bit of travel.
For Philly. Yeah.
Okay, I mean that still makes a lot more sense than 5 in the 5
Yeah,
consecutive away. I would have been like, who made that
The
schedule?
graphic, the graphic was like off. Like it was weird, but they had. I was like, that's not right. I was
Okay.
like, yeah, that's not right.
Anyway, Scoop, continue on that.
I don't remember what I was saying, to be honest with you.
No, because I the fact that they're still hype about Kansas City when they're 5-5.
Oh
and
yeah,
not
yeah.
a
No,
playoff
it's
spot.
I mean, it kind of feels a little bit like what they were doing, like what they used to do with the Patriots. Like nobody would really believe it was over until we actually saw it. Like,
But they never went 5-5 halfway through
Yeah.
a season.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that, but there were several seasons where they started mediocrily, if that's even a word, and they did I mean, even last year, if I remember, was it last year or the year before? I think it was last year, where we didn't believe the Chiefs looked that good for the first half of the season, and they still ended up. It's like, so I guess maybe that's where it's coming from. I don't agree with it, but I'm just wondering if that's where it's coming from, because again, they've been really the only team that's been consistent in the AFC for the past decade. But again, I don't agree with the way that Chris Collinsworth handles the Mahomes stuff. But
you guys are not going to like this. So CBS has done, or since week 9, CBS has done or is about to do 4 Chiefs games. Week 9 against the Buffalo Bills, your commentary team was Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Then the bye week. Today,
Tony Romo was Pete himself.
today, Jim Nantz and Tony
I don't know,
Romo.
Jim.
Today, it was Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Next week
Yeah.
against the Colts, unless they change it, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo.
Mm-hmm.
Week 13 on Thanksgiving, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Why are they doing so many Chiefs games in a row? They're just like the Chiefs' local broadcast team for some reason now. And by the way,
Romo loves Mahomes too. Like, he's another one that gushes over him to no end.
And by the way, the only games I agree that they should probably be at. I haven't looked through the whole Week 12 schedule. Maybe my mind will change when I look through the whole thing. I get that they were at Buffalo. They should always be at Buffalo. I don't get why they were in. I don't get why they were in Denver, and also the entire CBS crew was in Denver today for some reason, even though Bucks Bills was their best game on their slate. Anyway, so I don't get that. The Colts one I kind of understand, and then obviously Cowboys Thanksgiving, whatever. So just that as a backdrop. Okay, tell me, just say yes or no. Rapid fire, just say yes or no. Do you think the Chiefs win this game? We're going to go through their schedule down the list. At home against the Colts, do they win next week?
No. I'm
Probably
saying
not.
no immediately.
I'm saying no there. Scoop?
No.
Okay. Cowboys Thanksgiving at Dallas.
They win that.
Yeah, they should.
They
They
should.
should.
Win that. They should. Scoop, are you saying that they should as well, or
I had to contemplate for a moment, but I'll say yes.
okay? Sunday Night Football against the Texans.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
It's in KC.
Then yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
spoil. I won't spoil this. I'm looking at their schedule right now. We'll see.
At home against the Chargers.
Yes.
Should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, after what the Chargers did today, yeah, I think so.
Because the Chargers are back to their old ways. So I'm done.
The Chargers I just can't trust. I just that's the only way I can put it. They're the team that I can't trust.
At the Tennessee Titans. Easy.
Win.
Easy.
Should.
Christmas night against the Broncos in Kansas City.
Lose.
Just because it's, I want to say lose, but I think just because it's home, I think they win.
I'm going to say they lose.
They usually split with Kansas City.
That's
Or
what I'm
with
thinking
Denver.
too. Yeah. I would love to say the Broncos sweep them, but I don't know if they
I'm
do.
going to say win.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still going to stick with lose.
I'm going to say lose as well. And then at Raiders.
Oh,
I think they could show up with half their team and win that game.
Yeah. So,
they
I mean, look,
show up with their practice squad and win that game.
should they make the playoffs considering the rest of their schedule?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that would
would
be
say
like,
so.
what, 11-6? So,
Yeah.
It's
I
not
can't
going to
remember how many I picked.
It's not going to win the division though. They have to play a wild card game on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I do see
I mean,
though.
what is their discrepancy between home record and road record this year?
Home record and road record.
Because I don't know them to be.
I can't do the math in there. I can't do the math in my head right now.
Okay.
But
Because, I mean, not last year, but the year before, they were the 3rd seed, so they had to play at Buffalo in the playoffs and at Baltimore and won both.
For whatever the hell reason, Buffalo has their number in the regular season, and
they've
lose
won.
it.
They've won all their regular season games against them.
Yeah, and then they lose it when January hits, which makes no sense because I would have thought January games would favor Buffalo more.
4. So they've won 4 at home, And then, so yeah, they've won 4 at home in the last. Yeah, the last 4 games at home they've won, or 3 games at home they've won. No, it is 4. So that's 4 games at home they won, but that's going back to September.
All right, hang on. I can find this.
You know what I'm trying to think of though? Even if they do make the playoffs with that record, like they're not going to win 3 straight games and make a Super Bowl. There's no way.
Oh, okay, so
Not with this roster.
Okay,
No.
so the Chiefs are 4-1 at home and 1-4 on the road. Okay, so the discrepancy is more than I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? When I look at this schedule, you know what loss stings the most? Now that I look back on it,
What?
you know which one scares me the most?
Jacksonville?
The Jags one, yeah.
Yeah.
After all this time,
That
one looks awful.
That gave me a bad taste. That one gave me a bad taste. Like there's a couple games before that where I was like, "Ooh, you didn't look good against, you lost to the Chargers. Yeah, it's a division game, but it's the Chargers." Like,
Well, it's the Chargers, but it was also on a neutral location, so it's not like they.
Well, yeah.
but no.
Yeah, like it's like then the game they played us was close. It wasn't great, but the games against us are usually close in the regular season when it's Eagles Chiefs. And then but that Jaguars game was such a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, oh, like that's the one where I'm like, that's right there, right at that game. I hit the panic button on Kansas City because Kansas City should not have lost that game.
Well, also on top of that, I mean, I thought I was impressed by the Detroit victory. But then people started to we started to hear all this the Chiefs are rolling, the Chiefs are fully back in one thing or another. They outscored they scored 59 points and gave up 7 combined against the Raiders and the Commanders. Like, I'm sorry, if that is that is
why is that the litmus test?
I was going to say that in no way should be a rain gauge for a team's Super Bowl viability. If we are saying you're rolling because you can beat the Commanders, who stupidly left their quarterback out there to get murdered, and the Raiders, who I don't think know how to run a football team, if that is your litmus test, then your standards are so freaking far lower than I thought they were.
Here's the worst case scenario for Kansas City, and the more I think about it, the more likely I think it's possible. They lose against Indy, they lose against Houston, they lose against the Chargers, and they lose against Denver on Christmas Day. I could see that happening.
I can.
I really could.
How up and down they look, like how one side looks like, there's weeks like they're blowing out bad teams, like, yeah, as they should. But every game that means something this year, they haven't looked good.
The only teams I look at, the only games I look at and think that they are, I'm super confident that they win these 2 games, are Tennessee and Vegas.
Yeah,
even Dallas. I mean, hell, it's Thanksgiving. You never know what happens.
That's what creeped in my head. Is that also, remember, on the road this year they're not good. We just said that they're 1-4 on the road.
Also, you talk about Dallas. I'll add this: they're gonna be on a short rest because they're just gonna have played a game against Indy on Sunday. So they're gonna be on short. They're gonna be on short rest on the road, coming off of a team that, even if they win, that's a team that's gonna play them very tough. Because no team that's run by Shane Steichen and those coaches is gonna. And I think, isn't Lou Anarumo still over there?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So no team that's run by those coaches is gonna lay down, even if you beat them. So that I don't think that Dallas game is in any way, something that they should be super comfortable or confident going into. Which, by the way, they announced today. Shout out. Post Malone is going to be doing the halftime show, so let's excited for that one.
Who's doing the one in Detroit again? Isn't he like some Detroit rocker or something?
I don't remember. All I know is that Eminem and Paul Rosenberg are producing it.
Yeah, so that's gonna be
Eminem. That's gonna be fun. But the only thing I'll say is I really hope Post Malone does some of his country stuff.
I assume he will. Shane, do you have any final thoughts on the Chiefs? Do you see this worst case scenario? Do you see Dallas as a type of trap game?
Oh yeah, I mean, especially for how good their offense has been. I mean, their defense can't stop a nosebleed, but it's not like Kansas City offensively is that great. So I mean, I could see them. I could definitely see them winning that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a quick rant on a game, and then we'll have Shane do his Seahawks Rams stuff. Bears Vikings. You may have wondered why we haven't talked about a team that's 7-3 in the Chicago Bears. Have you guys watched Caleb Williams play football the last 2 weeks?
Because he can't.
It's
It's
awful.
bad.
No, I haven't, because I think you're the only masochist on this show.
And then JJ was so much worse. I'm sad. I'm sad to say we're how many games into his technically rookie year?
I wonder
Five or six.
I wonder if the injuries are just affecting JJ's mentality now. If it's just shooting down his confidence.
Yeah.
Either shooting down his confidence and or kind of forcing him to play. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we see this with guys. We saw this with we saw it with Wentz and guys like him. Like where it doesn't allow you to fully lean into what made you who you were.
Yeah.
So it alters your play style in a negative way. Just even if it's not consciously, it could even subconsciously be doing that just out of self-protection and self-preservation.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson is one of those guys that he just wants his quarterback to play well.
Yeah.
Right? This is what he was with Kirk Cousins. This is part of why the Kirk Cousins thing folded in Minnesota. I swear to God, I have never seen a more frustrated as quarterback in my life than today. I have never seen it. Because I've never seen a quarterback miss that badly for his number one receiver. Over and over and over and over again. It was nuts. Shane, what are you noticing from Caleb and JJ so far?
I mean, I think really it's just the particular coaches that they have do not match their play style, really. I think, ironically, I think these quarterbacks would do a lot better playing for the other team. But that's a different conversation. This was my fear with JJ. It's just that, everybody's always, they have all the stock in him from college because, well, he's a winner. It's like, okay, did you see the teams he played for with Jim Harbaugh as your coach, with incredible running backs, the top 3 offensive line in the country, best defense in the country? He didn't have to do anything. Like, I mean, it's like if a guy, let's say there's a group project and this one group does all the work, but then they have this one guy present the findings. And then everybody gives that one guy the credit. It's like, okay, but he didn't actually do any of the work. And so carrying into the NFL, especially in a system like Kevin O'Connell, everybody says, well, he's the quarterback whisperer. It's like, well, Kirk Cousins didn't exactly look amazing under him. I mean, he was fine, but, and then now with JJ, I just, Kevin O'Connell is very pass heavy. He really likes to throw deep shots, and that's just the total complete opposite of everything we've ever seen from JJ. So, it's like my issue was not that I thought, oh well, JJ's not an NFL quarterback. He sucks, whatever. It's just that I just knew he was not going to work with Kevin O'Connell because it's just a completely different way of football that he's used to for both of them. And as for Caleb, I think, I think he's his own worst enemy at this point. Like, because you can tell that Ben Johnson is trying to simplify the offense as much as possible and make it just so that, he just has to go through his progressions and not try to play hero ball, but it's just like he's just stuck in that mindset that this is how I play. And it's like, dude, this isn't USC anymore. That's not how you win games in the NFL. But, well, yeah, no, I definitely, to say I'm surprised that Chicago 7-3 is a bit of an understatement. Quite frankly, I don't understand how they are. I mean, granted, it's been a lot of just, one score games that they've been winning, which, credit to their defense and ability to control the clock and all that. But yeah, man, I don't know. They'll probably stick with Caleb since he was their first overall pick and everything, but at least for like another year. But I've I don't know. I feel like I've seen everything I need to.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just, it's like, obviously this is a good team since they're 7-3 for a reason. But when it feels like week to week they're winning in spite of him, it's like, it's not great. So,
yeah, a good bit of one-score games here for the Chicago Bears. Here are the games they won. Cowboys, they pretty much smacked them. They beat the Raiders by 1 point. They beat the Commanders by 1 point.
Same score 2 weeks in a row.
Same score. They beat the Saints to about a 10-point game. They had the battle against the Bengals, who has the worst defense in the history of the NFL. That's not exaggerating. You can look it up.
No, that's correct.
Yeah. And then the Giants by 4, and then today by 2. So,
which the Giants should have won. The Bengals should have won. The Commanders probably should have won, even though they're injured. Like, they got, look at the other games. They got blown out by the Lions. I mean, it's division, but they got blown out by the Lions. Everybody beats the Cowboys because their defense is terrible.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know this, and I don't know if anybody does, but if any of y'all do, I'm curious. What was the last game where both quarterbacks had 50% or lower completion percentages?
the last one I could think of was that horrible Russell Wilson Matt Ryan Thursday Night Football game.
Because it happened tonight.
But that's the reason why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened in the freaking Caleb Williams and
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy.
I think it was that one, but I could be wrong.
Well, it happened. It happened in our game. It happened in our game too. Jalen threw for exactly 50, and Jared Goff threw for 37.8. So.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
But then again, 30-mile-per-hour wind. You're throwing into a hurricane. What do you expect?
Yeah. Here's what Chicago has coming up. Are you guys ready?
I'm strapped in.
Steelers. Black Friday against the Eagles. We'll be live at some point during that day.
We'll be winning that game because Caleb will throw 4 picks to our defense.
Packers. Browns. Whatever. Except their defense is pretty good. Packers again.
I think that defense could feast on Caleb.
Oh, absolutely. And so Packers again, unless they flex it, which they should. 49ers on Sunday night, and then the Lions.
5 out of those last 6 games could be losses.
Eagles, both Packers games. Scoop mentioned the Browns. That's a concerning one. Niners, I think, and then the Lions. Yeah. So yikes.
There's no easy game the rest of their schedule. Except
No, there's not. In fact, the quote unquote easiest game they might have is if the Lions are already locked up and they rest their starters. In the final
or more than likely, Mason Rudolph starts next week.
You know what? Good point. I forgot about that.
If
he looks good again, then they might lose.
Yeah, Mason Rudolph has had some random good games, speaking of random good games, who saw this today? The NFL completion record being set by freaking Jacoby Brissett
in a blowout loss.
Yeah, I forget who asked this, but it's a valid question. How do you complete 47 passes and score 22 points?
That's what I said.
Yeah, and pass for almost 500 yards.
It's because the Cardinals are. I was really big on the Cardinals the last couple of years, and then this year I've soured on them completely. It's because all they do is they do a lot of short routes. Their biggest plays are always sometimes it's Greg Dortch, not really. It was a good bit of Greg Dortch. It's a lot of short routes to Bam Knight and then deep to Trey McBride, and that's it. They don't do anything else. They don't do anything special. They don't do any. And by the way, I said this to you guys earlier during that late window on our group chat, and I mean it. I have never seen a team in back-to-back weeks against their division play worse than the Cardinals have the past 2 weeks. I mean it. It's unbelievable. I mean, it was so it's awful. Shane, do you have anything on Brissett going that crazy?
I mean, it's just so on brand for Arizona, and I'm quite frankly, I'm tired of everybody hyping them up every year. Oh, this is the year they're gonna be a wild card team. I'm like, no, they suck. Move on.
True. All right, Shane, show us what you got for the interceptions. We're still trying to figure out a name for this segment, but I'm still trying to figure out what to call it. But
X's and O's with Shane, or I don't know,
X's
or
and O's
whiteboard
with Shane. What was the one you came up with, Brandon, that we liked?
Was it X's and O-Nos?
Was scheming?
Well, that was scheming with Shane. Yeah. Scheming with Shane, which is also pretty good. We're still trying it out. So tell us what you saw on those 4 Sam Darnold interceptions that cost Seattle the game against the Rams in that big one in the NFC West.
Well, the Rams have found the secret to taking down Darnold. It's called pressure. Particularly switches. And I'm going to explain what that means. So,
please, because I'm still lost. After Googling it, I'm still lost.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do... I'm going to do Seattle in green and the Rams in blue, just so that we're not confused.
Thank you.
All right.
Their jerseys were amazing today, the Rams, by the way.
Yeah.
What jerseys did they wear?
You look them up online. They're amazing. They're like this really dark blue, but they look black. It's so good.
All right, I'm looking.
No, they were black.
Oh, I thought they were more like dark bluish. Anyway.
No, they're black, and then they have blue and yellow stripes or whatever.
Looks almost like if the Panthers and Chargers uniforms had a baby.
Honestly, that's a good thought.
Okay, so on this one particular interception, the one that was extremely bad,
which interception was this one? Like the third one?
second, I think, or no, third. I don't know, whatever it was. Either way,
Shane is still upset regardless.
Either way, I wanted to blow my brains out. So, sorry, that's not funny. So, this was their offensive formation. This is called flex right squeeze. Okay, so obviously you have quarterback, halfback, and then it's called flex right because the guys that are there's the English. You have the receiver here, and then the guy that's to the right of him is back. So it's like you're flexing right. Okay. And then, so JSN, Cooper Kupp, AJ Barner, and I think Rashid Shaheed on that.
Rashid Shaheed, yes.
Rashid Shaheed, whatever. Not whatever.
He hasn't done much.
That's the guy's
this year.
name. That's rude.
He hasn't done much for the Seahawks yet. He's just kick and punt returning right now. It's really weird.
So your only option is JSN in that offense.
Right now, yeah.
So flex right squeeze, and it's called squeeze because, as you can see, the receivers are bunched pretty close together. I mean, they're like inside the numbers. If it was regular flex right, they'd be way more spread out. So, now, what happened on this particular play? The Rams came out in a dime look. So they had...
I like how Shane immediately gets confused every time he goes to the defensive side. He's like,
I'm just making sure. Okay, yeah. So they had Jared Verse out wide. He's the warrior. Then let's see, tackle, nose, and then end. So this might look a little funky because you might be thinking, okay, well, what's this space right here? Mike was lined up there, middle linebacker. So what this is called, this front is called Warrior Switch Mike Show. What this means, so the snap goes and comes around the C gap. Tackle goes after the right tackle here. Nose tries to go in there. Okay. And then Warrior goes around through the A gap. So he looks as if he's going to blitz the C gap, but then he switches and goes inside where there's the hole. And Mike show because he shows like he's going to blitz, but then drops back into zone. Okay. So what happens here is when you have, in the case of Seattle today, your backup center and the probably worst right guard in the NFL, Anthony Bradford, it makes for a very confusing situation right here because the center is expecting Mike, and the left guard, Zabel, they're expecting Mike to maybe come forward, but instead there's these two guys attacking here and here, and then they just forget about Jared Verse over here, so he just comes right up the middle to hit Sam Darnold, untouched, forget about the best, rusher that they have or anything. And so then if you look at the rest of the defense, you had, let's see, there was, okay, now this is bizarre. So they had, so they have two deep safeties. That's not unusual. So It was, let's see, they were about 10, 15 yards deep because it was 3rd and 9. So, you know. So on this side you have rover safety. This side you have free. So, and then, and this is okay. Just checking. And then this is field side corner is way deep, and then there was another. Let's see, the nickel. God, the nickel's right on F, and then yeah, and then boundary side corner is on the Z. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where's the 11th? Oh, duh. So this is what's weird. Their 11th guy, he's lined up over the right tackle. That is a 6th DB. Sorry, 5th. Wait. Yeah, it's a 6th DB. So they
That's
have
dime. Dime is 6.
Yeah.
right. So, I don't know what that would be called, so we'll just call him D for dime. So, what happens is they show what's called palms in the secondary. Basically, what this means is that all the DBs are just dropping back in zone. That's not entirely accurate. Sorry.
No.
Except the corners are mainly watching boundaries, and then safeties are deep thirds, and then this guy is kind of in this area, and then the nickel is basically man on F. So what happened was JSN ran a go,
Another
and then
nice.
Another go.
Yeah.
Yes.
and so then he got picked off by Rover because hello. Not only was
look at all that not empty space.
yeah, I mean, not only was he. It was also a terrible throw too, because it was way behind, so it almost looked like a comeback route. But it was not. I don't think it was supposed to be. I think it was just a go that was thrown horribly because because the safety was the guy that was on him. So yeah. Anyways, all that to say,
That was also Sam Darnold's response when he threw the ball. Oh shit!
yeah, basically. No, so all that to say, a lot of their mistakes today came from Darnold facing pressure from an unblocked rusher, which
This happened
it's
to
that-
Grip in Minnesota too, right?
Yep. End of the
Yeah.
season.
in the LA game, and
Yeah.
LA loves to do this switch concept. They did it all the time. It was their bread and butter when they had Aaron Donald, because you would get Aaron Donald was T, this guy, tackle, and you'd get, 2, sometimes 3 guys guarding him, and you would totally forget about, the Warrior, the End, or the Tiger, whoever. And they would be able to just run right through unblocked. Or even Aaron Donald himself would sometimes, kind of go after a couple guys and then just kind of dip around and then that's what happened in the famous Geno clip where he's standing back in the pocket and all of a sudden Aaron Donald's running at him. He's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Like the only modern day DT
Which-
I can think of who could wreck a game single handedly.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Which, yeah, I mean, to be fair to Gino, I would have the same reaction if I saw, a man,
Donald running at you.
if I saw a man of that size and stature running straight at me.
That would be Jalen Carter if he wasn't held every play.
Well, yeah, true.
Or if he wasn't
Um,
spitting at people.
Yeah.
Yep,
Jamar Chase and Jamar Chase clearly spat today, so he's going to get
Yeah,
a 1-game
and-
suspension. Was
Yeah,
it
and
Jamar
then-
who spat? Or it was, right? Yeah, he did.
I can't remember, but I do know that somebody, whoever it was, tried to say in an interview later that there was.
It was
that-
Jamar, yeah. Jamar said that he
Yeah.
didn't do it even though he did. Yeah.
And then it's like, we can literally see you on camera. Like, at least for Jalen Carter, at least he didn't try and lie about the fact that it happened. Like,
The
I'm
thing-
like,
it was weirdly really hard to see on the broadcast, but then when they zoomed in, I was like, "Oh, never mind, I see it."
it was him, and then who was the guy on the other end of it?
It was of course Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
That guy's always up to no good.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Also, I will say, thank you for showing us that. I will say it does still look like 5 fingers on a hand to me.
Hey,
What does?
we're learning as we go.
Holmes.
Oh,
Palm?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I also have to say in that Seahawks Rams game, the greatest punt you will ever see.
I went back and I looked. I did
ridiculous.
watch what you were talking about.
Dude, one in a million chance of something like that. I mean, that's just crazy.
At that point, you just gotta admit, hey, it's not our day. Like the game's on. Like you have a chance to go down and win the game, and you get pinned at the half-yard line. Like, all right, bro, you got it.
The fact that it was like this much from hitting the pylon and being a touchback is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Here's the thing about
Like-
the Seahawks Rams game. I think the fact that I'm just going to put the whiteboard down. Sorry, the fact that
Yes, we know how much you love it. You can put it down.
that's my baby. No, the fact that Seattle had 4 turnovers to the Rams 1 turnover, and still had a chance to win the game with the field goal. I think that says a lot more in a bad way about the Rams than it does Seattle.
Yeah.
Because outside of those 4 interceptions from Darnold and the interior offensive line, it's kind of on both of them. I mean, I watched every snap of that game. Seattle was the better team by a mile in all 3 phases. It was. I mean, they had more passing yards, more running yards. They were better on 3rd down. It's just the turnovers are what killed them. Less penalties too. I mean, so yeah, I think they'll play each other again, obviously, in week 17, I think.
Thursday Night Football.
That might matter for a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
And that normally we don't record if there's a Saturday game. I said that if you guys want to, if that game is really big, we're going to record.
Yeah.
For sure. If that game is really big, we will. So.
Yeah, because I think if you can, to be fair, Donald has played great this year up until today. So I'm not going to look at one game and go, "Oh, he's washed," or he's done with it. It's just we see a pattern now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
When he plays the Rams, it's not good.
Or just faces pressure in general. Like a lot of it.
But especially the Rams. I mean, he's
Yeah.
They put up a graphic today that in all of his starts this year and last year, right, he's like 21 and what was it? 21 and 4 against everybody, and then 0 and 4 against the Rams in that same stretch. So, I mean, that's, or 0 and 3, whatever it was. So, yeah, all that to say, I think if they can clean up the turnovers, I mean, I think they should be able to beat the Rams in Week 17. I mean, they almost did today, despite all the turnovers, So, yeah, it's
Yeah. Correction, it's
We'll
week
see,
16. It's week
16.
16.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's only the Seahawks in prime time on the Thursday. Eagles Commanders that Saturday. That Saturday.
That game's a whole lot less interesting now.
Yes. Yeah. And well, you know what? You know what's kind of funny about those Saturday games? It's the college football playoff day. So yeah, they're doubling up again. All right. So last couple things. Everyone's freaking out about Josh Allen's big game. Those interceptions were awful.
They were awful.
They were so bad. Shane, we go Scoop.
Sorry.
Please go. Please go, Scoop. Please go.
Because I watched that whole game.
Yeah.
And not only were the interceptions awful, but he threw a touchdown that was literally, other than making a bloop pass, literally the rest of it was his blocking and his receiver. He was basically what Shane talked about basically being the guy who did nothing but put your name on the group project. Like in that situation, which I understand sometimes as a quarterback, it's just about getting the ball to your guy and letting them make I understand that. But I'm talking about they're gonna talk about Josh Allen putting the team on his back. I mean, so I just wanted to mention that, and credit to the announcers, whoever they were. At least the announcers were actually being honest about the fact that that was literally entirely his receiver and the blocker. I can't remember which player that was, but
Was it JJ Watt did that game this morning, right? Yeah, it was Ian Eagle and JJ, right? Who did that? I believe.
I think it might have been Watt then that said that. But I was watching but first of all, I can't think of a better example. Like, thankfully tonight we saw kind of the antithesis of that, where we actually saw two teams really play defense, because in that game I couldn't think of a better microcosm for how just completely optional defense has become in the NFL, or seems to have become in the NFL, as if we're watching the just older players of the freaking Big Ten. I can't freaking believe what
You should have said the Pac-12. Shane
That's
and
what
I
I
know
almost-
all too. Shane and I know all too well how bad Pac-12 defense was for a little. Oh my God! And Brandon too. You survived it with Oregon. I almost forgot.
I mushed over my words there because I forgot the Pac-12 didn't exist anymore. But yeah, thank you. That's
It
what
technically does, but it has like 18.
I'm sorry. I was so tired of the Pac-12 after dark, watching games at 1:00 in the morning when it's still in the second quarter.
Oh, now you sound like Rob. But
the difference is I wake up early and not stay up late, or not sleep at all. Just the case today.
anyway, but it's just that's what it felt like I was watching, or it felt like that CFL game, the BC Lions that you had me watch last week, where it felt like there weren't even 11 players on the backside of the field.
You know what's amazing? You know what's amazing about you saying that about the CFL? The Saskatchewan Roughriders won the Grey Cup today, and their quarterback had a completion percentage of 85%.
I rest my case. But it was just not. And again, I like defensive games to be. I don't really like my games to be super heavy offensive or defensive. I like a nice balanced game where everybody gets to kind of contribute or whatever you want to say. But regardless, just it felt very much like that Chiefs Bills game a few years ago, where all the Bills fans were whining about the fact that they didn't get the ball back at second, that last time in that 13 seconds because apparently I forgot that they weren't allowed to play defense. But I was, and then Baker Mayfield, he had times without Josh Allen and Josh Allen with his mobility, with his the putting the ball where he needed to get his teammates to make plays. A couple of the touchdowns that he threw, he himself threw a pick, so I'm not going to absolve him of that. But it just ended up being that the a couple of big moments that ended up going Buffalo's way ended up being the difference. But if you were watching this game, I don't see what you saw that suddenly, if you had concerns about Buffalo, I don't think you saw anything in this game that suddenly quelled your concerns about Buffalo, because I didn't see anything that they did decidedly better than Tampa Bay tonight or today.
Yeah, Shane, I wanted to continue on that with you because one of the things that we talked about last week with Buffalo and even at times with Tampa Bay is like the end of the death and the end of the gunslinger quarterback. Can you kind of explain from a QB coach's perspective what is the modern NFL quarterback look like? Like from a perfect standpoint, what does it look like now than what it did, even in the 2010s, early 2000s?
It's efficiency. That's, coaches aren't as interested anymore in, big plays or like wow factor, whatever. That's for a little bit. There was, you had like Mahomes was taking the league by storm, and so then it was like, oh, let's get the guy with the big arm and the but it's like we're kind of moving away from that now. Nowadays, it's more so like teams are more interested in guys like, like Burrow. Just look at the last few draft classes. It's a lot of guys like Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, guys who are, they have the big play capability, but it's not their bread and butter. Because so many offenses now are predicated on quick passing, right? And so they want a guy who is more cerebral and just is a good decision maker, not so much a guy who has all this raw talent and can throw it 50 yards downfield 40 times a game. Not that anybody would ever do that anyways, but you know what I mean.
Jacoby Brissett for 7 passes completed.
Except he wasn't throwing it down the field.
Not as much
right.
as
I think he averaged like 8 yards a pass or something.
Yeah. So but it's just kind of that. It's weird because the game goes in phases, right? It's way back when it was like it was all running and maybe a few quick pass plays here and there, but not much. And then kind of the Joe Namath era came about, and then all of a sudden it was cool to take deep shots and and a lot of quarterbacks from that era had like 50% completion percentage.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
They Namath or Terry Bradshaw, really any of those, Roger Staubach, like they threw more picks than they did touchdowns, because that was just, it was, people liked that. And then, it got more into like the, kind of this era where quarterbacks could also be like athletes. And, you see guys like Randall Cunningham or
Steve Young,
Vic, and that carried over, into like Russell Wilson, and then like Colin Kaepernick for a little bit. They were kind of like, at that time, but then,
I forgot he existed.
yeah, but then now, I think the prototype has shifted because the game now is not about big plays or, or being the most athletic, and it's just about being efficient. Because analytics have told us that
Serious question though. Is that true about the athletic part of it? Because I thought I was still seeing a lot more of the guys who like can move either in the pocket or extend the play or whatever. Far more than I was seeing like the guys who are lampposts back there.
No, lampposts. And I think that is true. There's right now, I feel like the prototype is shifting from, the big arm kind of, Mahomes, Allen type guy has got a big arm and is athletic, and it's shifting more towards like, a Bo Nix or a Brock Purdy type of guy, where, maybe not fully, but, where like, yeah, he can still move and he can still make the big plays, but the biggest thing you want is just how is he between the ears, and even in the last couple of years, you've seen like Mahomes and Allen themselves try to sort of transition to that style of play.
Yeah.
And it's had mixed results, obviously, but yeah, because analytics has told us that the West Coast. No, I'm not trying to.
No, I know. It's just in my head I'm talking like, or in my head I'm thinking like take a shot every time this guy says analytics.
Because that has told us that this kind of West Coast style, Shanahan McVay style offense is the most efficient.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore that's what everybody's trying to do. And that type of offense, the gunslingers are a hindrance to those offenses.
Right.
So, this is more than likely a phase, just like all the other ones.
Yeah.
And so I am curious though, like what the next evolution of the position will be.
So it's you think now it's like almost like a Drew Brees who can move a bit more.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, that's definitely like, I think what they're trying to turn, like I said, Mahomes or Allen into, and you see that like with Burrow.
Yeah, because I know you were mentioning like completion percentages, where I remember that Josh Allen, when he was first in the league, it was like 58%. And you were talking about guys like Montana, not Montana, Namath, wrong Joe.
Right.
Guys who, if you threw those level or that number of or that completion percentage or that touchdown to interception ratio in a season today, you're working at Kohl's next year.
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly.
Kirk Cousins. because he has that
Yeah.
deal with Colts.
And even
Um,
a lot of like Joe Montana is kind of like that too. I mean, I hate to say this because everybody loves Joe Montana, but if he played in today's game, he would get eaten alive. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just true. He would not be good in today's NFL. It's not a knock on him because he was great, and I'm not going to take away from anything
I think
he
that's
did.
what makes the GOAT conversation in any sport so difficult is that eras in each sport change so much, I feel like.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but at the same
if you're talking
time,
about one singular position like this.
yeah, because here's the thing: I'm not saying that athletes are, like the game is just harder now or whatever. It's the same. It goes for like I don't think Lamar Jackson would have been very good in the 80s or 90s,
Right.
or who you're right. So it's yeah.
It's like when was your thing like best suited to, and such?
Yeah. And there's
This
definitely
is why
certain-
this is why you say guys are like, oh, they were before our time, or they would have been better in this era.
And also, I mean,
Yeah.
not for nothing, but different eras just have different rules. The games were different back then.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't really have these major overhauls favoring offense, rules wise and calls wise until what 2016,
Yeah,
Yeah, around
right.
there. Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
I think it might have even been.
because like 15 was like the Broncos defense, and they kind of just shifted from there.
Yeah, and that was right after the Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
And then
All right.
3 years later, that's when you start seeing the rise of guys like McVay and Shanahan,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
And the West
Shane,
Coast offense.
the West Coast. Well, Shane, we have to let you go. Brandon Scoop, I have a couple more things for you guys if you don't mind, but
Yeah.
Shane, we'll see you
Yeah, I
soon.
got to get out of here, but goodbye, everybody.
Good night, Coach.
And
Good night.
Coach, wow, I'm honored.
I tell you that every show.
I accidentally made Shane leave too quick, but yes, Scoop does. Call Shane coach. But when we talk about that thing, efficiency, right? The efficiency piece, Brandon.
Yeah.
Like, what? I know it sounds so simple, but what comes to mind for you for that?
I mean, are you talking like what, like just what quarterbacks, or just what
Well, in terms of quarterbacks, like what does it look like to you?
I mean, efficiency to me is just a guy that can just that can make the I guess it's not so much a game manager, because a lot of people get game manager and efficiency kind of mixed together.
Yeah,
agreed. It's not that. Being an efficient quarterback does not mean game manager. Being an efficient quarterback means you can make all the throws on the field, but because a game manager really can't make all the throws on the field, and a gunslinger can't either. So, when you're efficient, it means that you're well rounded. You can make all the throws on the field, and on top of that,
you know when to try to make certain ones.
Yeah, and you know when you can risk it, and when you shouldn't, and when you need to extend the play, and when you shouldn't, and it's like a mental chess game. I hate to say it, but our quarterback is one of the best at it. So, he can hit you with a deep ball down the field, which is very pretty, or he can hit you, over the middle for 15, 20 yards, or he can dump it off to the running back if he needs to, or he can take it himself and run. I'm not saying that every quarterback has to be like Jalen Hurts, as much as I love my quarterback, but I'm efficiency is a quarterback that just, I don't like when people say certain quarterbacks are quote unquote risk averse. That's a negative connotation, because it's not a bad thing to be risk averse, but when you're saying it in a certain context, it makes it seem like the quarterback is scared to play the quarterback position, which quarterbacks like that are not. And, it's because being risk averse usually means you hold on to the ball too long, take too many sacks. That's not Jalen Hurts. But when you're an efficient quarterback, any quarterback, it's just being able to make the throws on time, but also know that if your team needs they that you can game manage a game, but if your team needs a lot of big throws from you down the stretch, you can make the big throws. You can make the accurate throws. You can be on time and on schedule. Being efficient is just being a smart, talented but smart quarterback. Because a gunslinger is so talented but not smart. A game manager is so smart but not talented, really. So,
But it's not even about
or at
having
least,
a balance.
or at least, but limited in his talent.
yeah, like
Yeah.
limited. So
It's not even about having a balance too. Like being a game, like it's the game manager is a negative kind of connotation.
Yeah, to me, you kind of have to find like that middle ground to where, and also it depends on the situation. Like, you also as a quarterback cannot be defined by what your scouting report says on you, or what, like, you've got to be able to also to adapt, adjust, find different ways. Like, if you're a gunslinger, you can't go into every game gunslinging. Like, you can't do what Josh Allen does, where it's like, yeah, some days you'll put up 40 because you'll be slinging the ball around the yard, but you can't. Like, if you're playing in a rainy game, or if you're playing in a snow game,
or win like tonight with the Eagles.
yeah, like, you can't be gunslinging at that point. That style play does not work in that weather. You've got to be able to adapt to the situations around you. An efficient quarterback is an adaptable quarterback. So, the thing that to me that those are the ones that are most successful, is that it doesn't matter the weather, it doesn't matter whatever the game plan is, you can kind of adjust, you can figure things out on the fly. Like, there's a lot of nuance to it, but being an efficient quarterback is just being a really, really smart one, but also being talented enough to be able to be called upon when needed. So it's kind of like a mix. You can't be too far in one direction, you can't be too far in the other. You kind of have to be. I'm not saying the perfect quarterback has to be well balanced, but you just have to understand the situations that are given to you and what you're forced into, and how to respond to them when your number's called. That's just being an efficient quarterback is not just about the completion percentage and about the how many yards per attempt that you have. Because people fall in love with the more yards per attempt, the better. It's like, not always.
No. And in fact, you were asking. I mean, Rob, you were asking about a guy that. I mean, Brendan, do you have an example? I don't want to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
For what? For like an efficient one?
Yeah, because I think didn't you ask us to like name somebody that we thought of?
Well, no, not necessarily. I was just thinking more broadly, but you're welcome to name someone if you'd like, Scoop. I mean,
well, just a name that came to my mind. I'm surprised to even be saying this because I was not a fan of his. But someone we're seeing, in my opinion, do this year where there's not really any throws he hasn't made well. I mean, intermediate over the center he struggled with a little bit. That's where he's thrown most of his picks. But I mean, he's done well on intermediate throws. He's done well on deep throws. He's done well on short throws, and he can even move. And I'm shocked about this, but Drake May, I think, is a really good example of that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic example. And the jump taken from year one to year two. I mean, we saw a lot of these pieces that we're talking about in year one, but in year two, it just kind of evolved.
And with Drake May, too, it's like, and I like him a lot, but it's like, he's never going to be the guy that's going to throw 400 yards and light up the scoreboard. But he's going to be the guy throwing 250 to 275, throwing 2 or 3 touchdowns.
How often is the guy throwing 400 yards and lighting up the scoreboard? How often is he actually winning the game, though?
Exactly, because Josh Allen doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we? I mean, Brendan, you've said it time and again. The guy throwing 40 passes, or the guy throwing for once you get past like 36, 38 pass attempts, your chances of winning the game decreases dramatically.
Yeah, I think the benchmark I gave it was
32. That's not a word. Decreases dramatically is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Jacoby.
I think I said Mattingly.
Jacoby. I mean, I still can't fathom how that guy broke a record today, and
only scored 22 points.
I remember saying in the chat.
Who was the previous record holder with 45? I forgot the name, so we're behind him.
I didn't even know what the record was.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're talking about tripping out over that. Did anyone think that Jacoby Brissett was gonna be the one that put Kyler freaking Murray out of a job?
I mean, well, again, like
I mean,
Well,
Kyler
I-
Murray kind of put himself out of a job.
no,
you know.
but there's a lot of questions in terms of like how they're going to approach it. Not that we'll deep dive into it.
Wow,
Here, we'll
so
have to get through it.
two guys.
Yes, Brandon.
2 guys at 45. So I'll tell you right now, one guy's still playing, one guy's long retired.
Was one of them Bradford?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, I thought I saw it was Bradford.
Right. So right letter of the last name though.
Okay, so
Wait, you said right letter of the last name, so it was a B?
Mm-hmm.
You said long retired?
Long retired, like about almost 20 years retired.
20
Oh,
years
crap.
retired.
Almost.
I don't have
All
the
right,
brain
so-
for this right now.
So that would be, I'm guessing, Drew Bledsoe?
Yep, he's one.
Bledsoe.
And
And
then
then-
one and one is currently playing.
One is currently playing.
How
And-
old are they?
And he did it. He actually did it for he didn't do it for his current team. Put it that way.
Didn't do it for his current team? AFC or NFC?
Did Brandon die?
Is he broken?
Nah, hopefully not.
Camera disabled. He really didn't want to answer that question. Because
Um,
if he says NFC, I think I know who it is.
yeah, I'll wait for Brandon to come back in. But the other thing I wanted to talk about with you guys, Scoop, was that Ravens Browns game, because you said it was going to be sneaky good. It was a
It was-
weirdly fun game.
It was fun, and unfortunately,
All right, there we go. Brandon's back in. All right, who is it?
Doing so good.
the question that I asked you was: Is the guy? Oh, were the teams AFC or NFC, or mixed? You don't have to,
I feel like
I'm just curious what the age is.
it'll give it away. Right now, I guess you could say, is he in the prime of his career?
You think the age will give it away?
I think the age would. He's basically in the prime of his career.
basically in the prime of his career.
It's not Allen, is it not?
No, he got close. He got 42 in a game.
That's right. I do.
I'm just trying
Not
to think
Baker.
of guys that I'm just trying to think of guys that I know tend to be asked to throw the ball a lot in their career.
So put it this way: he's already been in the game for a decade.
Been in the game for a decade.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
So 2015 is when he was drafted.
I will say this: he's been around. Well, forever. I'll say forever.
Is it Kurt? It's not Kirk
No.
Cousins. He said
No,
prime.
not
Has
no. Yeah, think guys in their prime. So think about the age of what your prime would be.
But
It's like 26 to 29, something like that. 27 ish.
Yeah, well, as a quarterback, even going into your early 30s, you're still pretty much
okay, so basically what you're telling us is that the guy was drafted in the late teens. Is basically what you're telling us.
close. Yeah,
Okay, so then I'm going to have to say Jared Goff.
it is Jared Goff.
It's Jared Goff. Did he do that in LA?
He did it in L.A. Yep.
I'm wondering what game was that. Was that
He
the
did it-
was that the
he did it-
crazy game?
He did
The
it
Monday
in
Nighter?
He did it in L.A. against the Bucks. And just like Jacoby Brissett, he lost that game. You know what the final score of that game was?
What?
Let me guess, it was like weird, like 48-10 or something.
Oh no, it wasn't a blowout, but it was.
Oh.
Oh, my God, those Rams back then were in a lot of high scoring, stupid games.
Yeah. Wait, who was the Bucks quarterback at the time? What am I tripping on? Who?
That would've been
that
Jameis,
was
wouldn't it?
Brady, wasn't it?
No, that would have been Jameis.
It would have been James.
Because Brady didn't join until 2020.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it was. So yeah, it was. Wow, it was Jameis, and he threw 4 touchdowns in that game. He was also that's actually crazy.
Jameis was known for like throwing like 7 or 8 touchdowns a game, which just usually 4 of them were to the other team.
Yeah, because the final score of that game. So the Rams lost by 2 scores. Problem is, the final score was 55-40.
Yeah, I was gonna say that if it wasn't a blowout, then there definitely was like 100 points scored in that game.
It was stupid. It was stupid. I thought the Rams would have won that game. I didn't realize they lost it. Oh my god.
What about the Drew Bledsoe one? I'm curious about that one though.
Let's see.
That's probably gonna take. That was probably gonna take more time and research. But
That was in '94.
I mean, I understand the game was different back then, but this is no different than what Jacoby Brissett just did. So Jacoby Brissett completed 47 passes and scored 22 points. The Patriots and Bledsoe 45 passes, they scored 26 points and won. It was 26-20 final. How do you complete 45 passes and you only score 26 points?
Wait, against who?
Minnesota.
And who was the quarterback then at that time?
Oh my god. Oh, no wonder. Actually, he had a decent. Wow, he attempted a lot of passes. It was Warren Moon.
Warren flipping Moon.
Oh my god. So Bledsoe completed 45 passes, right? Do you want to guess how many attempts?
Like 65?
No, it was
Higher.
What the hell?
I know the answer.
70?
I know the answer to this, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, it's
Is it
70.
like
70.
70.
This is 1994?
Yeah, that was his first Pro Bowl season for Bledsoe.
Like Warren Moon threw 42 passes. There was a combined 112.
112 attempts.
Oh my god!
Although I will say, I don't know if this was mentioned, but I will say that game did go into OT.
Hey, it still counts in the
worse.
record books. I don't care.
Well, it's still comp, but I'm wanted to add that there was a differentiation between 70 attempts in that game and I'm also willing to bet. I'm also willing to bet that those running backs probably combined for like 10 attempts most.
I'll tell you right now. They combined for. Oh wow! Yeah. Minnesota tried to run the ball. New England just said, "Screw it, we're not gonna." So because their lead back only had 6 attempts. Actually, in total in the game, they had 12 rushing attempts across 3 players: 4 for Leroy Thompson, 6 for Marion Butts, and 2 for Drew Bledsoe himself. So, I mean, not for nothing, you ran 12 times, but only 10 to your actual running backs. Whereas Minnesota, besides Warren Moon's 3 attempts, they ran 28 times. So
they were able to. So they were able to run the ball 28 times, even with attempting it 42 times.
That's still crazy, even with an OT game.
And they still only scored 20 points. I don't know how.
Those must have been 2 of the worst defenses in the league that year.
Possibly.
Either that or you know what it must have been? It must have been a bunch of goal line stands.
Possibly.
That's all I can think of.
All right. Well, Scoop, let's finish off with, again, the game that you picked and was like, oh, this might be interesting, and it actually was. Once again, Ravens and Browns, for some reason, was wildly interesting and wildly entertaining.
Which one of us is going to start?
Oh, no, you go, Scoop. Go ahead.
Okay, so another game that I watched, I would say, not all of, but I would definitely say most of. Unfortunately, as has happened far too much, I'll say recently, but this has gone on for a while, obviously, but they did lose Dillon Gabriel to what was believed to be a concussion, and then that saw, which I didn't even expect this in terms of what made the game interesting, but it did show the first taste of Shedeur Sanders as a starting quarterback.
And he was awful.
And wow, it was some of the worst quarterbacking I've seen. Which is hard to do for the Browns. I imagine 6 months ago telling anybody that Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and Lamar Jackson would all play in a game, and Dillon Gabriel would be the best of those 3 quarterbacks. Even Brandon, as an Oregon fan, wouldn't have believed that shit.
Yeah.
So no, Dillon Gabriel, he actually looked good before he went down with the injury. Cleveland had that game for a good chunk of it. even like, and this is what annoys me about Shador. And again, I understand it was his first taste of NFL game, and I understand, the situation that I'm sure that he took barely any work with the ones this year, or I'm sorry, this week, because obviously they had no reason to expect that he was going to play. But holy crap, the fact that literally all he was asked to do, and this is, y'all know that I actually sent this to y'all the other day, and it was actually a clip from The Herd, and he was actually talking about the Jets in a different situation. But he basically said all you had to do was not screw it up, basically. And that's how I felt about Shador. All he had to do was not blow the damn lead. And I'm not in any way blaming him entirely, but 4 for 16, a pick, no touchdowns, 2 sacks, a passer rating, I didn't even know this was possible, of 13.5.
That's awesome. It's so bad.
Like, and the guy that I feel really bad for is Quinshawn Judkins, who actually had a good game on the ground. Not great, but certainly good enough to win. But then, on the receiving side of things, you had Harold Fannin Jr. wasn't brought in fewer than half of his targets. Quinshawn Judkins, when it came to the receiving game, didn't bring in either of his targets. Jerry Jeudy brought in less than half of his. So, and of course the on the defensive side of things, Myles Garrett and I can't believe I keep doing this. Myles Garrett and Carson Schwezinger, as usual, kind of dominated the day. But I was so annoyed at this game because there was every freaking reason for the Browns and opportunity for the Browns to just put this damn thing on ice. And, they could not. As soon as Shador got in the game, it just looked like a completely different team, and not in a good way. It just, for everybody who says Dillon Gabriel, and this is why I said when he came out, I think Dillon Gabriel's biggest asset to whoever drafts him, this before we knew he was going to Cleveland, I think what his biggest asset to what he is, it's going to be kind of like Baker Mayfield, where I think his biggest asset is going to be what he brings as a person, not necessarily anything statistically. And I think you kind of see that sometimes you see the best of people, whether it's quarterback or not even in sports. Sometimes you see the best of people when you don't have them. And I think if anyone thinks that Dillon Gabriel wasn't doing anything for the Cleveland's offense, look what happened when they didn't have him. They shit the fucking bed. So I really hope, obviously for his health first and foremost, and then for their sake secondarily, that he either is only out for a week, if or somehow it's not as bad as we thought to begin with. But just there was no excuse for that game to go from them having the lead damn near the whole game, and and when I say like damn near the whole game, I'm talking like Baltimore didn't score the touchdown that ended up deciding it until 2:39 left in the fourth quarter, and it was a 35-yard run by Mark Andrews
on a fake tush push.
On a fake tush push, yes. But like again, they had everything in their hands to be able to win this game, even after they lost. Gabriel, even when they lost Gabriel. And just Shador Sanders, I don't know how, and I understand the NFL is a different beast, but this wasn't like this guy looked like he was struggling to adapt to an NFL defense because, the Ravens have not been playing like a great NFL defense this year. This wasn't like, he looked like he was struggling to adapt to like a Sean Payton type of offense where every play call is 19 words. This just looked like he literally did not know what he was doing as a quarterback.
Yeah. And then Brandon, I know Adam was probably feeling that way during the game as a Steelers fan. Right now, Steelers 6-4 in the division. Baltimore there right at 5-5. Cleveland should have won this game. You should be looking at 6-4 and 5-6, and in a at least better spot than what Pittsburgh is in right now. Because I was sitting there thinking, if Baltimore loses this game, which as Scoop laid out, they probably should have. If Baltimore loses this game, that could be a death sentence for their season. And they really just got saved by Shedeur playing terrible football.
That's the thing that I said, that I don't care if Lamar Jackson came back to the Ravens. I don't care if they make the playoffs. Their season's done. That defense is god-awful horrific, and that offense looks so out of sync even with him in it. So I don't care at this point about the Ravens. I'm out on them regardless of what happens. But I think that, looking at it and that division as a whole, it's just it's like typical AFC North, football, where it's, you've got the Browns just browning. You've got the Bengals that don't have a defense, shocker. And then you've got the Ravens.
The Bengals with the worst defense in the history of the NFL.
And the only reason that the Ravens are not where the Chiefs are right now is because the Steelers are 6-4 and they're playing like a 3-7 football team. So, and now Aaron Rodgers is hurt. So, I mean, it's right there for the Ravens to take, honestly, at this point. But
it's right in front of us.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron Boone. But it's like, even if Baltimore was to win this division, I think they're one and done. I don't care. And not just that though, but the only thing I'm glad about is I told my coworker to pick the Ravens for her pool, and because literally everybody that's left in our pool picked Patriots over the Jets on Thursday. So, so we were the only ones that had to pick this weekend. And I told us, oh, you know what? Pick Ravens Browns. I had to sweat Ravens Browns out to save my life. But at the same time, even with the Browns only scoring 16 points, the Ravens defense looked a lot worse than that. The 16 points doesn't do it justice. You gave up 16 to the Browns, who didn't look good at any point in this game, really, except for their running game. And then you've got, I look at what Lamar Jackson's doing. I mean, he didn't even throw a touchdown pass in this game. And Lamar
he threw more picks than Shedeur.
He just looks so out of sorts. It's really bad when, he completes only 14 passes in this game. And so, your best receiver, who's Zay Flowers, has 3 catches for 78 yards, and that's it. And then after that, it's Mark Andrews, who has 3 catches for 32 yards. You didn't do a damn thing offensively. The only reason pretty much why you won this game is because, three things. Shedeur Sanders had one of the worst games ever, even though he only played
half, pretty much.
He only played half of it, but still, one of the worst stat lines you'll ever hear. And Derrick Henry got going late, had a couple big runs late, and it was just they won off of a fake tush push. That's exactly how Baltimore won the game. It was a fake tush push.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way, Baltimore.
So, it's funny.
Fake tush pushes are fun.
It's funny. All these teams want to ban it, but they line up in the position.
That's what I said a week or two ago.
So you clearly don't want to ban it that much if you're benefiting from it.
Thank you.
And on top of that, the Lions proved today that it can be stopped. They stopped us 3 times on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said during the game, and I agree. It's we're all just kind of tired of it at this point.
I mean, that's a story for another day. Weeks now.
We're gonna go at it until the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm tired of the over reliance of it for Philly, but that's another story for another day.
I don't think I think recently we haven't over relied on it as much.
Well, it's the fact that it's every 3rd and 1 or every 4th and inches. That's the only play they're running. I don't like that at all. I don't either.
But I don't think that's just a tush push thing. I think I think we said earlier tonight that the play calling is too. When I say
Stagnant.
consistent, I'm not saying that in a good way. I'm saying
Yeah, I think the word is just it's stagnation. It's so stagnant.
yes, stagnant. So I think that this is just a way that's manifesting itself with the tush push. I don't think that that's a tush push thing.
I just, it's like I hate when closing out games when teams just can't execute basic concepts to win games. I don't think I've seen the Eagles, maybe except for, I'm going to get back to Ravens in a second, from one bird to another real quick. I don't think I've seen the Eagles outside maybe one or two games this year where they've actually had a game-winning drive where they've ran out the clock on a team. Every single time the other team will either get a chance to get the ball back or, well, this is the only time you'll probably see it this year. We got bailed out by a phantom call. But it bothers me that this team cannot finish the games with that much talent. You needed one first down and you couldn't get it. That makes me angry and the thing is, you needed one first down twice. Twice you needed it and couldn't get it. So that makes me angry. But it's like what Shane is saying, what we've all said going back to the early part of the show was, a lot of these teams, and even with this Browns-Ravens game, a lot of these teams, the offenses they just look very vanilla. There's nothing exciting about them.
They look preseason.
Like, it still looks like preseason football after all this time. And
it's week 11. It's week 11.
And it still looks bad.
And I would add, that's a scathing indictment on the fact that the defenses look so bad because that is not.
Oh my God! Yes,
because that is not a manifestation of like some sort of wildly new creative offense or some wildly new, schematic, fad or
ideology or anything,
or craze that's taking over the NFL. Like it's not like there's like a East Coast or Dank and Dink or like any sort of newfangled rendition of anything that we've done before. Like, so the fact that defenses are this bad and we consider the offenses this stagnant, to me that's a scathing indictment of the defensive stuff that we've already been talking about.
Like,
and
you know what it is though? Like what we were saying before when the show started was like, why are, like, even in this game too, it's like, why are so many plays going to the sideline? Like, and the thing is, plays that go to the sideline take longer to develop because you either have to roll out and get the ball to the sideline or you have to throw across the field to get the ball to the side. These plays are not high percentage plays. The high percentage plays are in the middle of the field where your vision is dead in front of you, where you can make the accurate reads and things like that. Like, I'm tired of every team, like including this game tonight, where these throws are just going to the sideline or they're outside the numbers. Like, that's good if you have a man-to-man and you have a mismatch and you throw it deep on a go route for a touchdown, it's different. But when every other play is a go route, when every other play is a comeback to the sideline, when every other play is a 15-yard out, what the fuck are we doing offensively? It's just like, I hate to curse like that, even though I curse plenty during games, but it's like, it makes me want to rip my hair out when I watch guard. These guys are paid millions of dollars. Players and coaches are paid millions of dollars, and you can't execute the most basic of concepts that a 5-year-old on Madden understands. It's ridiculous.
That Shane put on pen to paper the last 2 weeks.
He's been doing it every week. Oh my! It's like, this isn't hard. This job is not hard. Disguising the play calls and whatnot might be hard and coming up with terminology. But if you understand the concepts, we could all become coaches tomorrow and win a goddamn Super Bowl. It's not hard. It's ridiculous. It's like when it's not hard to beat. The Lions tonight. They play man. They play a ton of man. So if they're playing a ton of man, why the hell could none of your receivers beat it? I know why. Because our offense doesn't have any plays in its any kind of formation that's considered a man beater, which would be a slant, which would be a 5-yard in, which would be a quicker developing route, especially in 30 mile per hour plus wind. Like, this isn't rocket science. Football is a children's game. Sports are literally ingrained in children's brains since they're 3, 4, 5 years old, developing. Sports is not hard if you understand what to do and how to do it. It's like riding a bike. It's not difficult once you do it after the first one or two times. So it's like, I don't understand why all these teams in this league this year are just struggling. Like, the only teams offensively that really, to me, aren't struggling is maybe, LA with the Rams, because they do
and
everything.
Indianapolis and New England.
That's probably it. Those are maybe the three. Outside of that, everybody else sucks offensively. They just suck offensively. So it's like,
and I think the Lions can be there when they're not in 30 mile per hour winds, but
when the Lions play outside their dome, they're garbage. I've said this for years, and Lions fans on Twitter come at my throat. Sorry, but every time you play in cold weather, you suck. You got blown out by the Chiefs, and you put up 9 points against the Eagles. Congratulations, you suck when you don't have perfect conditions. You're just like the goddamn Miami Dolphins, but just overhyped. Thank you.
Before we go, would any of you like to do a guess the line on our stupid game tomorrow, Cowboys Raiders?
Oh my god. We still have to do that. Jesus.
That's tomorrow. That's our show tomorrow night. We're talking Cowboys Raiders tomorrow for some godforsaken reason. I love that we got ESPN back on YouTube TV, but I love that they were like, "Oh, we're not going to do it for the Eagles game. You know what? We're going to get this done. Cowboys Raiders, great.
No, well,
I'm happy they got it done. I'm not upset. I'm so happy they got it done. But oh my god, guys!
I mean, our games for the last 2 weeks have been bad, so I don't blame ESPN.
All right, you guys want to guess what it is? It's in Vegas.
That's an advantage.
I love the records. The Cowboys are 3-5-1. The Raiders are 2-7, and that's Monday Night Football.
Yeah, but the Cowboys are still far better than the Raiders. I mean, the home team does get a little bit of a kick. Plus, it's in Vegas betting. In Vegas. And the Cowboys defense is terrible, like absolutely godforsaken awful. Like I wouldn't touch it with a 20-foot pole. Forget a 10-foot one.
Wait, then what's the Bengals?
Oh, that's they're basically the pandemic. They're the plague. They're the plague. I'm staying inside my house to avoid it if I can. That's how bad the Bengals defense is. Because I don't want any part of it. Just looking at it makes me want to gag. So okay. So
how do you think the Bengals offensive players feel then?
Oh yeah. That's why Jamar Chase is spitting on guys. And Jalen Ramsey, no less. Okay, so Cowboys, Vegas, but that's not much of a home field advantage. That should be a very high line, but the Cowboys don't blow anybody out like that, and they're not a good team themselves. So, I mean, just because it's the Cowboys and Vegas loves the America's team, blah blah blah. I'm gonna say Dallas.
The only reason we're doing this is because I find the line to be so fascinating.
I mean, you would figure it should be double digits, but I don't think it is. So I'm going to say Dallas. I'm going to say Dallas minus 9.5.
Scoop.
I mean, I think you're being surprisingly generous to Dallas there. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to that. Remind me, the games that you said the game's in Vegas, right?
It is in Vegas.
All right. These teams have both. You said one team has 3. One team has 3 wins and one team has 2, right?
Dallas has 3 and Vegas has 2. Yeah.
And the Cowboys have a tie in there.
Yeah.
This game's gonna suck.
Yep. I'm more excited for Wild Robot. Way more excited.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't believe I thought that it was iRobot.
Oh god.
Dude.
Um,
Thank God we're not doing that movie.
I'll take Dallas by a field goal.
Dallas by a field goal and a half.
Oh.
3.5.
See, I get that, but like, listen, I know Dallas sucks and their defense sucks, but their offense is far better than Oakland. That's why I thought it'd be a lot.
Vegas, not Oakland. Not
Oakland.
Oakland. Oh, no.
Oakland.
No.
They should be. They should be. Go back to Oakland. I'm tired.
Yeah, really.
Forget it. I mean, listen, they sucked in Oakland. They suck in Vegas. Get rid of the damn franchise. Relegate it to the CFL. I'm done with them.
I will say Allegiant Stadium looks magical.
It looks cool, but it's a shame that a crap team plays there.
Right.
Then again, it's no
next,
different with Jerry's World.
next Monday night, it doesn't get much better. Panthers at 49ers.
Oh,
next
49ers.
Monday night.
Yeah, 49ers minus 12. Good night.
It's actually 49ers minus 7 at this point.
It'll go up.
It will go up.
It'll go up.
Maybe not because every single player there is basically held together by toothpicks and cotton balls.
Yeah.
And then
the ones Vegas sees what Brock Purdy and company did to it today with the 41 points.
And then week 13 Monday Night Football is Giants Patriots for some godforsaken reason.
God. Oh, now that one. Do you have the early line for that one?
No, I do not.
Patriots minus 20.
And then
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football again. This is Thanksgiving week. Sunday Night Football is Broncos Commanders for some stupid reason.
Broncos minus 12.
It should be, but then again, it's like with how the Broncos offensively struggle, you never know.
And I can't go any farther because I pray to God Dolphins Steelers gets flexed for Monday Night Football in a few weeks.
These games suck. Oh my god!
If ESPN, if you don't flex that, we're gonna have a riot.
These games gotta start getting flexed. They haven't flexed. They haven't flexed one yet. I think so far.
They haven't flexed any this year.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't flexed one yet. So it's like, oh my god, they gotta start getting flexed. Enough's enough. These games are garbage. Stop it. This is abuse.
Wait. Week 16 Bengals Dolphins?
Why?
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
that doesn't
why?
get flexed, I swear to God.
It's going. No, Rob. That's going to. You know better than that. That one's definitely going to.
I pray to God it does. Any interest in Niners Colts?
Yeah, actually, Jesus, that one can actually be something. Good God.
I still think the Colts clear.
Rams Falcons Week 17 Monday Night Football.
That could be only because I never know what the hell the Falcons are.
Yeah,
The Falcons don't even know what the Falcons are.
The Falcons either fly high. The Falcons either fly high or they're a flightless bird. There's no in
They
between.
get their wings clipped.
Their defense is really good though. So
Yeah. Anyway, all that to say, flex your games.
please, we beg.
For America's sake, flex your games. flex your fucking games. Okay. All right. Peace out, everybody. We will see you tomorrow for Cowboys, Raiders, and Wild Robot. Thank God. Something redeemable. Peace out, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.
Good
Night,
night,
everybody.